It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice. Over there on the board doing his thing per usual is TLC. And to my right, ladies and gentlemen, I got a former Buckeye wide receiver and a Grey Cup MVP by the name of DeVere Posey.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Depot, welcome back in, my man. It's good to see you. How was the holiday weekend?
Oh, Matty Ice, it's good to be here, man. Thanks for, Anthony, if you're somewhere listening, I appreciate you allowing the scout team a rep.
Come on, man.
That's it.
Come on, man.
Thank you.
You first team around here. You first team around here, man.
Scout team, you get your reps right now before the season. Right, you gotta save that, keep those miles low on you and AR.
Listen, man, it's time to put in some work because speaking of the season, we're under 50 days.
It's crazy
until college football is back. You and I were talking off the air just about getting ready and looking forward to doing the pregame show with you and Dane again. And it's wild how the spring, back into spring, the summer just absolutely flies by. And so, yeah, man, we're here. We'll get into all of that. Our lineup today, 12:30. Brandon Huffman, national recruiting editor for 24/7 Sports. We'll hop on bottom of this hour to talk about just a lot of the reaction to some of the surprising commitments from guys this weekend. Michigan doing some things out there. Ohio State lands a quarterback over the weekend. So a lot to unpack with him at 12:30. We will end our first hour as we always do on a Monday with Party Like a Rothstar. 1:30, Jake Burns covers the Browns for Browns Film Breakdown. Will join us in the second hour, and then we'll round out the third hour of the show with Mike Tanier, who covers the NFL for the 2 Deep Zone. Just a quick reminder, if you ever miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Our podcast is sponsored by the wonderful folks over at Bet365. Depot, did you do anything fun, relaxing this weekend? Did you pop off any fireworks, anything like that, my guy?
Yeah. You know, these type of holidays are like these aren't the A-Day holidays. These are the B-Day holidays. Or would you put 4th of July up there with Christmas, Thanksgiving? Because you get 3, was it Mount Rushmore or top
I think
3?
it would be in my top 5.
Top 5?
Top 5. Christmas, no doubt, number 1. Thanksgiving, number 2.
Now,
and I think I could squeeze it in the top 5 for sure, yeah.
Now, is the thing about those days you mentioned that are like top 4 for me, or they are like actually a day.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about 4th of July, it kind of like just wraps up like the whole summer for me. Like the actual 4th of July was, I can't remember what I did, but the weekend was like start of the summer. We're bringing out the hose. We're bringing out, whatever. If you got a pool, you're doing that. If you got the sprinklers, you got the
little slip and slide
action, the barbecue. We're getting it. We're greasing up the grill.
Yeah, talk about it.
And marinating everything, marinating the meat, the fish, and all of that, and getting those vegetables on there. So I did a lot of grilling. We did Memorial Day got me warmed up. I'm in shape right now. I'm not using a thermometer. Like I'm all timing in my head.
Yeah.
Like I know the right marinade amount. I know the right seasoning amount.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in shape.
You're a vet in the kitchen right now. Sounds like my grandma. My grandma was the same way. Like I would watch my grandma cook in the kitchen. She didn't measure anything.
Not right.
Like she made the best biscuits, the best rolls, the best everything.
Yep.
And I'm like, Grandma, you don't want to measure the flour, the sugar, Nah, you sit down and don't worry about it. It'll taste the way it tastes. And it always tasted phenomenal. So that's how you know you've reached elite cooking status when you can do that, Depot.
Well, I wouldn't say it's just Memorial Day. I was really for me. I'm a TikTok recipe guy because it plays recurrently. Right, you just
dangerous too. It can make you hungry.
But yeah,
watching those videos.
Yeah. So you're watching a video and you play it, and like I think now I'm at the place where it's like, okay, what I mean, I'm turning the grill on. I got my timing right. So Okay. We're in
I love
mode.
it.
Yeah.
I love to hear it, man. No, the Queen Bee and I, we went up to Cleveland on Saturday.
Nice.
Check out the Guardians game against the Tigers. So it was good to get up there a little early, bounce around to some of the bars. We went to the Thirsty Parrot, which is right around the corner, right across the street from Progressive Field. Yeah. So that was good, man. Good energy. It reminded me a lot of kind of Cincinnati set up down there, like the Holy Grail. Yep. Right next to Great American Ballpark. Just that energy before a game was really fun, man. Tough game for the Guardians. If you heard Bake Show, Ryan Baker in his update, Guardians have lost 10 in a row, Depot.
Yeah.
Their offense is nowhere to be found. I think you and I could help them on offense right now because outside of Steven Kwan and Jose Ramirez, it's not a lot popping off. 8 of their last 10 games, which are the 10 L's, 8 of those L's, they scored 2 or fewer runs. So they are hurting, to say the least, on offense. But the city was always great, man. You go up to Cleveland, as you know, it's always good energy downtown next to, the basketball stadium, the baseball arena, and they just done a good job of building
City right over there on the
the 9
over there. Yeah.
The 9 is cool. All of that stuff, man. So no, Cleveland was really fun this weekend. And then you had the buzz around Cleveland because there was a photo that came out that old LeBron James was working out at the Cavs facility. And this kind of was a domino effect the last 3 days of last weekend, right? You had the comment from Rich Paul come out, and then you had LeBron come back with the photo of him playing golf with the welcome home hat, and then we find out he's at the facility, and it's like, okay, what is really going on here? So, look, LeBron is playing the game. He knows what he's doing. He did throw out a tweet, and it said...
Did you see him golfing this weekend?
I did see him golf. What do you think? Because you're a golfer.
You want to know what I think?
Yeah, what do you see?
I don't even think I looked at him swing. But I was searching for that Nike polo he had on. That joint was fire.
You probably can't even get it. We probably can't even get it. I did see it.
The horse.
Incredible.
Oh, man.
Incredible. Because, listen, for the folks that know and probably know and forgot, it's probably not out yet. LeBron has his own building at the Nike facility, okay?
I'm like, man, I love that polo he got on.
It was incredible.
And then, like, you see, so I think it had, you watch Algaraz on. You've been watching Wimbledon?
I've been keeping the guy to talk to is over there there, TLC today, ladies and gentlemen. We have sitting here in our little pods here around work, and all you could hear, I couldn't even see him, but him clapping watching Wimbledon. So he's a big tennis guy. He's the guy to talk to.
I'm trying to plan on going to U.S. Open this year.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to Flushing Meadows?
Yep. Yeah. I want to go Arthur Ashe Stadium up there, man. I've been before. It's a great event, but I'm watching this weekend, and I'm watching this guy Algaraz, right? And he has this, everybody wears white in Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And he has this Nike logo. It's red and blue, and it has the gold outline. And I think it's from maybe the 96. I know Nike went crazy in the 90s for the Olympics, but it's my favorite Nike logo right now.
Okay.
And
you're in the hunt for this thing.
Oh man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah. But it's just hard to get.
Okay.
Nike stuff with it. But I'm almost about Bron had that on his polo.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So we got Bron in the golf world. He's back in Ohio for the off season. My speculation, I just feel like he wants a shot at another chip. If you look at the East, it's wide open right now with all these injuries. Is he wrong to come home and finish at home? I don't know.
I'm here for it. It's just how that happens. It can be a little funky since he already opted into look. And it's the last year of his deal. So this may be as simple as he plays it out with LA for this year. You come on back next year as a free agent, or somehow, some way, he and the Lakers figure out a buyout. He can become a free agent sooner rather than later. Or the other card he could play is, hey, you trade me now. Trade me now. I want out of here. From LeBron side of things, I could totally understand why he would want to join Cleveland. They're ready to go. They're ready to go. I think with how good he is still at this point in his career, being an all-NBA guy, I think third team this season, he could absolutely help them. But he threw a little cold water on it, saying, I still live here. I train here every summer, go outside, get a plate of food, and enjoy your 4th of July. So, look, there are some breadcrumbs here to follow. Yeah. I just don't know if it's really going to lead to anything fruitful this year when it comes to LeBron coming back to Cleveland. But as you know, and we know for years, LeBron does these things to get the streets talking, and this time he has done it again, and I think he's shaking the room over there in L.A. and maybe providing a little bit of hope on the Cleveland side of things. TLC, how was your weekend, man? Did you do anything fun for the holiday weekend?
I did like a family get-together like the Wednesday before. So we got a lot of that stuff out of the way because we had some extended relatives who were passing through Columbus to get to where they were going. And so that's why we kind of bumped it up a little bit. We had a good turnout for a Wednesday night when everyone had work the next morning. But I don't know, kind of a chill night. One of those like last minute plans, got together with some friends. We did see fireworks. We went to Bridge Park afterwards, ran into people we knew and just talked. So it was pretty chill. You're a Bridge Park guy. You bounced a couple times. You mentioned you've been up at Bridge Park, which I'm not mad at. It's a good vibe Dublin, up there. So it's the place to be. It's a good vibe up there. That is for sure. Coming up, Paul Finebaum. He offered up some spicy takes about what's to come for Ohio State this season. We'll let you hear that next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Get too hot?
Hey, my phone.
Oh, your phone. Should've known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Back to Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook for an all-star game celebration and watch party. When? Tuesday, July 15th. Compete in our home run derby at 7 o'clock for a chance to win an incredible experience at an upcoming Reds game, plus a $250 gift card. So join On the Money's Dave Biddle and me, Scotty Vegas. Compete to win at 7 and enjoy the all-star game at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at 8. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
The Fan is the official station of summertime. Sipping on a lemonade, the smell of fresh-cut grass in the air, and Common Man playing fart noises on the radio.
Was that a fart?
Ah, summer. The Fan, Ohio's summer destination. The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS-TV reports.
Haley Kirby, reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC-TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNRadio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship.
I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bull the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms today, some with heavy downpours. Otherwise, skies will be mostly to partly cloudy with our highs in the upper 80s. For tonight, more of an isolated chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with lows in the 70s. And for Tuesday, again, an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, partly sunny with highs in the upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's hidden talent is weaving a movie quote into every conversation. It's mostly not annoying. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Matty Ice rolling with DeVere Posey, the former Buckeye wide receiver, in the house today for AR. Hope you guys had a great holiday weekend. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time as always. Bottom of the hour, we'll talk to Brandon Huffman, national recruiting editor for 24/7 Sports. Busy weekend around college football when it comes to recruiting. Ohio State lands a new quarterback. We will talk about all of that with him in our next segment. Thank you to Alex, by the way, who sent me an email today saying, Matty Ice, do you know what starts this week? And Alex, of course I do. You know I'm locked in because I've always said, Depot, when the TV show Big Brother pops up, you know football season is close. Big Brother starts on Thursday. Before you know it, in the blink of an eye, we will be talking Ohio State and Texas. So it's crazy how fast all of this happens, especially for if you're a watcher of Big Brother, you know it's like 3 episodes a week. Yeah. So it really helps the weeks and the days go by fast, man. But yeah, we're getting to that point to where media days are here, Big 12, Big 10, right around the corner. So we're going to be talking ball, man, and I'm here for it. It's going to be a very exciting year, not only for Ohio State to see what we get from them, but just around the Big Ten as a whole, man. I think it's going to be a very interesting conference with Penn State probably being at the top with the most pressure on them just because of a lot of the love that they're getting this year, maybe them being the third Big Ten team to win a national championship with all the experience we brought back. We shall see, but I'm here for it, man. I cannot wait. And like we said off the top, we're under 50 days until we get cooking, man.
Man, absolutely. And I got a comment on the Big Brother and reality show, but the indicator for me that we're close to football is I'm sitting on my patio and I turn on, the BC Lions are playing against the Montreal Alouettes, and I'm sitting there watching a lot of my former teammates are out there, 2 of my former teams, and I'm like, man, there's no way you used to do that stuff, bro. And so you're sitting there watching football, and you're like, the CFL gets me excited for college football and excited for the NFL.
Yeah,
and, I mean we're in it right now, man, and but hey, I know you're a Big Brother guy, but I wanted to ask you this too. So this Love Island stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. See, you see how excited you got.
Are you in on this?
Okay. It's very hard for me to watch Love Island, and I just haven't been single in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I hear some of these conversations, I'm like, there's no way this guy is really asking or he cares about this stuff. Like, you care about and it's but I see the phenomena. I see
the appeal of the show
from a producer standpoint. Like, I mean, I'm not a show producer, but if I was, it's genius.
Yeah, it's taken over all of social media. It's everywhere.
Yes.
It's all I see on TV, on social media. Like, people are just talking about this season. That's all to change.
Well, I was going to ask you, do you think what makes it, because it's a reality show, but is it America's involvement in the show that's making it like this?
Because to your point, different countries have their version of Love Island, I believe.
Well, because it's not like they're doing anything, like, because I know you can vote and you have an involvement into like a remote island where just, like, it's just nonsense going on, and you can actually kind of feel a part of it through socials and through, and links and QR codes. I just wonder, is that what makes it crazy?
I think it's definitely part of it, is what you said, and it's also attractive people, right?
Yep.
That are doing crazy and wild stuff, and I think that always works, right? Because a lot of the shows I watch on Netflix too are kind of rooted in that. You know what I mean? Like Temptation Island and Too Hot to Handle. Like you're watching people in their early to mid to late 20s that are really good looking, go out there and party and have a good time. And for some people, it's probably like, I remember doing those things, you know, so I think it's baked in, a lot baked into all of that. And it's a similar vibe for Big Brother, which you mentioned, where when you are a watcher, you can have a little bit of an impact on the show. So, yeah, man, thanks to Alex for pointing that out to me this morning via email. I'm well aware, and I cannot wait to get into it. Paul Finebaum, as you know, one of the legendary voices and faces of college football, joins Bishop and Friends a lot on their program, and just as I think an entertaining guy for the sport, and you need these type of guys around college football. He was on Get Up, and he was asked about the upcoming season. He was asked about specifically Ohio State and what he thinks things will look like for them, and he threw a little bit of a little take in there at the end when it comes to the Michigan game. Here it is.
I'm glad to see somebody on the Ohio State lineup maybe do something more than just mouthing words, because Jeremiah sounds serious. Ryan Day has promised after every loss not to lose again, and he continues to lose again. But you said it a minute ago. They are the defending national champions. So even clowns like me on the 4th of July are not going to call for a firing of a coach because he loses one game. But that is a game he has to deal with at some point. But that national championship game will pay a lot of bills, probably. Yes, including another loss to Michigan.
So there at the end was a little bit of a jab at Ohio State, and he thinks that, I don't know how truthful he was being in that statement when it comes to his prediction, but as we sit here in the early days of July, we'll take it for what it is. He threw it out there. He thinks Ohio State is going to lose to Michigan. Fine, whatever. I think for Coach Day, Depot, he is in a very odd spot because this is a man that helped lead a program to a national championship, but there's still a little bit of that but vibe around him. And we all know what that's rooted in, and it's the Michigan game. And it's strange because usually when we talk about an athlete, a coach, or a team reaching the top of the mountain, when you turn the page, there's a little hint of house money energy going on. Like, okay, you just won it. It's very hard in any sport to go back-to-back. We rarely see that in college football. We've seen Georgia do it. In the history of the sport, there hasn't been a ton of that, right? And so for Coach Day, and I think I'm going to remove Coach Day. I think for a lot of programs not named Ohio State, when you win a national championship, the next year is feel-good, very feel-good for the most part. But for him and that team, they have the ultimate motivator, and it's the game. And you know what it takes. You know what the grind is like, getting ready for those games. So I think it's just a strange spot for Coach Day to be in because the praise is absolutely justified. The contract extension, in my opinion, is absolutely justified. But here we are now in July, and this is going to be a thing until they get it done, talking about the game against Michigan. And until they get it right, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate blessings that you have and the unfortunate, expectations as an Ohio State coach. And those are beat Michigan and win a national championship. And for Ryan Day, it was the latter first. Mm-hmm. And so just checklisting this Michigan game for the guys in the locker room and checklisting this Michigan game for the coaches on staff is their number one priority this season. But within that, regardless of what Paul Finebaum says, like the harsh reality that we can try and forget, but we're okay if we still lose to Michigan. It's just what it is. Now, as a former player who's beat Michigan and lost to Michigan one time, and I've been in the stands the last two home games for two losses here as a media guy. Mm-hmm. You want to beat Michigan. You have to beat Michigan. But there is a world to where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And no matter what, how much we love Ohio State, how much we love that rivalry. Like, my mother-in-law went to Michigan, and we talk crap about it all the time. Mm-hmm. it doesn't matter in terms of a national championship picture. And so for us, it's just, I think the thing that made me so sad after the Michigan game, the thing that made me so sad and was like the hardest pill to swallow was that we have to go through another year.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting 365 days again.
Just to get back to that game.
Well, just get back to the worry of, do we win or not?
Mm-hmm.
Just to say, hey, like, just for 3 hours of not knowing. Yeah. And that's what's hard about this, because we have to build up a whole year again, man. And we could be in a national championship picture, but we still have that looming thought that, hey, like, they got a 6'4" freshman quarterback that's really good. And we have to beat these guys this year.
Yeah.
And
for Coach Day, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
That's
what comes with this. It's what comes with it. Because, like, we as NFL fans, your NFL team, your favorite NFL team, could lose to their division rival both times. And if your team goes on to make an appearance in the AFC Championship game, Super Bowl, whatever it is, I don't think you're really thinking about those losses, those L's you took to your team as your rival in your division. This hits different. It's just a whole new world. And so Coach Day is well aware of this. I'm sure he's done everything in his power this offseason and will do everything in his power when things resume here in a few weeks to get ready for the upcoming season, to have everybody know in that building this is what it's about. Yes, the national championship is what we're shooting for, but the history of this program, what this game means to not only this program, but what the game means to the sport, right, is such a big deal. And so, look, we've had Jeremiah make his comments as a former player. Real quick, what did you think of that? From a receiver standpoint, saying, you know what, I'm not losing to these guys. I can't take it anymore. I'm not losing to them the next 2 years. When you saw Jeremiah make those comments as a former player, what'd you think?
No, I love that stuff. And I think for him and Caleb, I don't know if we've ever had the 1 and 2 ranked, college football players, or, guy that's going to win, potentially a Heisman, and someone who's going to potentially be the best defensive player in college football this year. And so when you look at their dynamic and what they ask of their teammates, man, have you ever played with a really great player, like somebody who is just better than you? And what you do every day is you're worried about what they're doing, whether if they're doing too much or if they're doing too little. You're like, man, he's going crazy, or man, he's chilling today. And so they're gonna positively affect this team because of the players they are.
Oh yeah.
And that mindset of, I'm not winning, I'm happy somebody said it, right? And I'm happy somebody said it going into the season, not on the week of or the week after. It's I'm thinking about that right now. And I like that.
It's good stuff. I like it too. And it's also it's Jeremiah Smith. What the heck are you going to do about it?
When he talks, we listen.
Exactly.
Because he don't say many words.
Right. And so his words hold a lot of weight, right? He doesn't speak much, but his game is very loud. And year 2 for Jeremiah Smith should be on the up and up. We're going to hit the recruiting trail next. Brandon Huffman, national recruiting editor for 24/7 Sports, jumps on in 2 minutes right here on The Fan.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate you snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, it stops your snoring. That's the point. It's quick, it's comfortable, and it's an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea. And he's helped countless patients breathe easier, sleep better, and live healthier, more energized lives. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Schedule your appointment now with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that's sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
These two have a ton in common. Anthony loves hockey, and Matty's always cold. This is Rothman and Ice.
That it is. Welcome back in. DeVere Posey, the former Buckeye wide receiver in the house today for AR, going to light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline and bring on Brandon Huffman, national recruiting editor for 24/7 Sports. Brandon, happy Monday, my man. How are you?
I'm just living the dream out here. I'm out in Hawaii, wrapping up the camp and ready for the football season to start.
You really are living the dream out there in Hawaii right now. Really, a lot of jealousy coming from my end right now, man. Hope you've been enjoying that. So the recruiting scene, the recruiting trail was on fire this weekend, man. A lot of interesting things to react to. And I wanted to start with the Felix Ojo situation, Brandon, because I know there was some surprise there when you see Texas Tech land a big-time offensive line target, and you've got Michigan and Texas and Ohio State trying to acquire his services as well. Just talk about this story that a lot of people have been reacting to and how Texas Tech got this thing done.
Well, I think it's pretty simple. You know, we're in an age now where the Blue Bloods are not having the ease of getting top prospects because the game's been even. It's been leveled. You know, the playing field is much more equal now because of NIL, and it is absolutely factoring into recruitment. I think we saw how quickly reports started coming out of Texas Tech, you know, how they were denying certain numbers, but how Felix Ojo's agent was saying numbers. That's where we're at in recruiting, and it's okay. That's how it's going to be. But it doesn't mean that the rich are going to constantly get richer. And so I think when you see Texas Tech, it's like the old Sesame Street jingle. One of these is not like the other. They're not the typical blue blood like a Michigan, Ohio State, and a Texas. So we're not used to seeing the non-blue bloods beat the blue bloods for recruits. And when it does, you know, people think it's nefarious, but it's 2025. This is how recruiting is done, and it shouldn't be a surprise anymore.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you, I think basketball is ahead of the curve in terms of, to me, as a father of 3, 10, 5, and 2, I look at my kids and I say, hey, Brandon, the zip code game is over. It's about the NIL game. It's not about where you live or being in a space so you can benefit from a school system. It's about, no, where can I benefit and maximize my NIL opportunities? And I think basketball has systems to where they're already out in front of that. If you look at the camp circuits and the way that people can kind of get attached. I look at a guy like Michael Brown Jr. is going to Louisville. He's been an Adidas kid his whole AAU career, right? So those deals are done. Like, it wasn't a blue blood on the table because most blue bloods aren't Adidas. The only one you got is Kansas. Same with Daryl Peterson. He was already kind of wrapped up because he was an Adidas kid playing for Adidas AAU. What do you see football going? Can 7-on-7, can these pipelines help? And is football the next sport to kind of get out in front of NIL recruiting and kind of have these things predetermined recruiting-wise based off of the 7-on-7 teams you play with?
Well, 100%. And I think we started to see that about 3 or 4 years ago when the first OT7 finals happened in Las Vegas, and you saw, quarterbacks that were from California playing for teams that were called the Miami Immortals, or they were called, Raw of Florida. And you had West Coast guys, and then you had, guys that are from the Midwest playing quarterback for California Power. It's no longer about your team and being local and playing locally. I like that zip code kind of angle because it's now, where can I maximize my brand? Am I going to be a bigger brand on a bigger stage, playing in front of a bigger fan base, or in something that's going to compensate me more for my services? And, nowadays you've got the NIL deals are making sure that mom and dad and all the family can get a hotel room for 3 nights and where your game's at, get the flights, get the car rental. You no longer have to worry about playing where your parents can drive 90 minutes to watch you. They could fly over the course of the weekend, have accommodations paid for, and get to watch their son play across the country because that's the school where he's getting the best brand, the best NIL deal. And I think that, For folks that thought this was just going to happen and it was going to be kind of the thing where the rich keep getting richer, those days are over. And I think it's fascinating to see how when a blue blood does not get a key player, everybody thinks that something bad's going on. But I grew up on the West Coast. My dad went to Oregon. I remember when Oregon was a complete non-entity in college football, and now they're one of the biggest brands in all of college football. And
shout out Dennis Dixon.
Made with a bunch of hometown. Yeah, there you go. Dennis Dixon and Joey Harrington.
Yes,
but
Joey Harrington.
Not really going with a lot of kids from Portland that built Oregon to the national brand. So this isn't really a new thing. It's been happening for years. It's just much more public now.
Brandon Huffman, national recruiting editor for 24/7 Sports, joining us here on The Fan. Brandon, I want to bring you into Columbus and your thoughts on Ohio State, Coach Day and his staff, and what they've been doing out there on the trail. I know they landed a 2026 quarterback in Luke Fahey, but just overall from the outside looking in, how this program is running out there on the trail, in your opinion.
Well, it is fascinating because we talk about the Felix Ojo type recruitments and how the 5-star number 1 players going to Texas Tech, and yet you look at the top 5 and 6 schools that are ranked in the recruiting rankings, and it's an Ohio State, it's a Georgia, it's an Alabama, it's a Notre Dame, 3 teams that won national championships in the last 4 or 5 years, a couple of teams that have played for national championships, and then USC, which, had its storied run. It's in Southern California. So when you look at the depth of Ohio State's class, it's still a very strong class. It's going to be a top 2 or 3 class in the Big Ten. Now the Big Ten doesn't mean you're just recruiting against Michigan and Penn State. You are having to recruit against the USCs and the Oregons now. But I look at this class, and where Ohio State kind of gets themselves, where people start to question is they do such a good job getting early commitments that people forget that they got a Chris Henry commitment for a year and a half, that they've had so many of these guys committed for a long time. And so when everybody else is getting all their new toys the last week in June and the first week in July, Ohio State's already put together a top 5 class with a lot of these earlier commitments. And so, you look at what they've done at the receiver position with the Chris Henry Jr., with the Caden Dixon-Wyatt, 2 guys that have come from one of the premier programs in the country at Mater Dei. Chris Henry only played, I think, 2 games last year, and that really allowed Caden Dixon-Wyatt to emerge as the guy at Mater Dei. We have him as the number 5 receiver in the country, a top 10 player in California. You look at what Emeka Egbuka did at Ohio State. There's a lot of similarities to their game where they're not the big physical guy that gets all the attention like a Marvin Harrison or Jeremiah Smith, but you need an Emeka Egbuka to win a national championship. You need a Caden Dixon-Wyatt to win a California State championship. And so I think a guy like him is maybe not getting the attention that a Chris Henry is because of how long Chris Henry's been committed, but they continue to do well at the skill positions. They continue to do well in the secondary. Guys like Simeon Caldwell. I love him. Jacob Weatherspoon. I got a chance to see him in February on the 7-on-7 circuit. A lot of early commitments, but this class is very strong, and I think they're really continuing to capitalize on the success they've had on the field, playing for a national title, multiple New Year's Six Bowls. I think Ryan Day has just got this engine really chugging along.
Absolutely. So, again, I wanted to make another basketball comparison. Right, the portal with basketball, Diebler here at Ohio State, we're normally taking these upperclassmen, right? And you're a high school senior, local basketball player, and you say to yourself, hey, should I take this MAC offer? Or should I take this D1 AA offer, or should I wait on Ohio State? Typically, where guys would wait on Ohio State, they're taking their smaller schools. So with football, I wanted to ask you in terms of the conference realignment, the Big Ten and the SEC taking a forefront, obviously ACC and Big 12. And then what you have here is, hey, what does the football high school patience look like for guys? Like how do you approach, say, hey, your senior year, you got a couple offers. Are you taking the small school route? Do you prefer walk on? How do you navigate this as a parent for a 2 or 3 star recruit?
Yeah, it's fascinating because now you don't really get a choice to, wait things out. But even the top end guys are being pressured into making a commitment earlier because these schools want their classes done. They want the heavy lifting done by the 15th of July. They can go to media day, get ready for fall practice, and just put recruiting on the back burner. So those spots will fill. I mean, Faison Brandon is the number 1 player in the country on 24/7 Sports. He was the number 1 quarterback last year, and in September of his going into his junior year, he already had schools. The number one player in the country had schools telling him, hey, if you don't make a decision, we're moving on. I mean, think about where we're at now, where schools are, accelerating the recruiting calendar that much quicker to now tell the number one player in the country, we need your decision a year and a half before signing day, or we're going to move on to somebody. So now you don't get to afford to wait, and you're seeing the G5 schools having better recruiting classes than they ever did before, because now guys are panicking that those bigger spots, they're gone. So they need to go somewhere. And I talked to a coach who was the head coach at a Big Sky school about a year ago, and we had a great conversation where he said, I'm telling these recruits when I get them, if I can get 2 good years out of you, go into the portal, move up to FBS, go to a Power 5, and that's going to benefit you. But if you have the success that we think you're going to have here, that's going to benefit our program as well. So it's mutually beneficial. So you're seeing G5 schools and FCS schools getting better recruits because the Power 4 schools are kind of pinching and squeezing when guys are making their decisions. And so those schools know we may only have this kid for 2 years. Heck, we may only have him for 1 year, and then we're probably going to lose him. And so now you're just seeing more and more of the boat being filled quicker.
So what's the point of signing like that guy? Right? Like I don't get, like you feel these commitments, right? You feel like you're coming into your recruit. Hey, you only talked to me about NIL. You didn't know you don't know where the academic center is. You don't know what major you're taking. You left campus, and all you got was your NIL number, right? Why recruit that kid for 2 years? I just don't understand it.
Well, and that's why I think you're seeing less and less of position coaches doing the hands-on recruiting and more of the personnel guys doing it, because
that's very true.
It's like, hey, just get them onto campus and I'll coach them when they get here. But I'm not going to put the sweat equity into recruiting this kid for him to go somewhere else after he's been here for 4 months.
Yeah, no doubt. It's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
He's Brandon Huffman, does an awesome job covering college football and the recruiting scene over at 24/7 Sports. Make sure you follow him on X or Twitter or whatever we're calling it now, at Brandon Huffman. Brandon, back to the beach you go in Hawaii, man. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Man, enjoy.
Thanks a lot, fellas.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We will round out the first hour of our show on a Monday like we do every week with Party Like a Rockstar. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Wake up with The Fan. Eat lunch with The Fan. Go to bed with The Fan. Dream about The Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dick's Deal Days are happening now. You won't want to miss our biggest sale of the summer. Scorecard members earn a $20 bonus reward on your purchase of $150 or more. Plus 3 days of amazing savings start Tuesday. Check out offers from brands like Nike, Adidas, Hoka, and Stanley. And check back daily for new one-day deals Tuesday through Thursday. Score the season's hottest savings before they're gone on July 10th. Shop in the app and on Dicks.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive, benefiting Life Care Alliance. You can help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. How can you help? Purchase new box fans and bring them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station, or you can buy online and ship fans directly to Life Care Alliance. The collection and distribution of fans is to assist residents who are at risk of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my giant eagle.
This is my giant eagle.
This is my giant eagle.
Cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Vendor Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Let's all gather into the Kiki. It's time to party like a Roth star.
All right, Depot. DeVere Posey in the house today for AR. Depot, you want me to lead this thing off?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll cook for us to start. I'm talking about a pitcher in Major League Baseball, specifically the Philadelphia Phillies ace, one of their aces, Zach Wheeler, cooked my Cincinnati Reds yesterday. Something rare happened because Zach Wheeler completed a one-hitter complete game outing for him. Unbelievable stuff. The only damage he gave up yesterday was a home run to Austin Hayes in the 5th inning. He struck out 12 of my Cincinnati Reds yesterday. This dude has been elite for a very, very long time. If you're a baseball fan, you know what time it is when you see Zach Wheeler out there on the bump. He's got the 5th best ERA in all of baseball, 2.17. He's tied for 4th in wins with 9. His last 2 outings versus the Padres and the Reds combined 17 innings, 1 earned run, 0 walks, and 22 strikeouts. The man has been cooking with hot grease, and yesterday, Zach Wheeler joined Pedro Martinez as the only pitchers in Major League Baseball history to have a complete game featuring no walks, 12-plus Ks, and have the only hit surrendered be a home run. This dude is special. Fringe Hall of Fame guy. Don't know if he gets in. I don't know if the body of work is big enough. But regardless, this dude is special, and every time he goes out there, he gives the Phillies a chance to win. He put it on my Cincinnati Reds yesterday, Depot. Zach Wheeler partying like a rock star.
I love it. My rock star this weekend is a guy by the name of Ben Shelton. Are you familiar with Benjamin Shelton?
I think I am.
Let me introduce you to him. He's an American.
Look up at your TV.
He's an American tennis player.
Is this the Mahomes lookalike?
No.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Doesn't he look like him, though?
Here's the
And
thing.
Viola.
Here's the thing. I am a heterosexual man.
Where
but
is
I'll
this
tell you, this
going?
guy looks better than Mahomes, bro. He's a better looking guy than Mahomes. He's a better looking guy. He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
He went to the University of Florida. He's the youngest American to advance to the major round of 16 since Andy Roddick in 2004. And the thing I love about him, Cole, is as a football player, You say, man, could I ever play another sport? You know, could I ever really, like, play another sport? And you look at Ben Shelton and you see, like, a wide receiver out there. You see a safety. You see an outside linebacker in his body and the way he moves. And number two, the reason why I got to give him a shout-out is he's dating Dennis Rodman's daughter. And they're like, what? Like, people think you like Cardi and Stefan. No. This is the couple you want to get behind.
She's awesome at soccer.
This is the couple you want to get behind.
More than Travis and Taylor.
This is the couple of the next 10 years.
Okay.
Bro. Like, this is a good couple to get behind. Young couple. They're flirting in between interviews.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, man, I like this Ben Shelton guy.
Okay.
They're going to produce the next LeBron.
I like this guy.
I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it.
We got to turn it on. He's playing right now. We got to get it on.
What do I have on in here?
I think we got
Big Brother.
No, I wish. I wish. We got Wimbledon up here right now. This isn't the show, Master. I'll take care of that for you. Second candidate for me. That was good stuff, Depot. I love that for sure. Second candidate. Listen, I'm going with the Los Angeles Clippers. Okay? I like what they've done this offseason. Had a lot of movement. Look, I understand year in and year out, they get a lot of hype that probably isn't warranted. They haven't really gained a lot of respect for a lot of people. But when you have Kawhi Leonard, who we know is one of the best playoff performers of his era, you have James Harden, who's still doing some pretty good things. I like the trade they did today. You ship out Norm Powell as an offensive player for you to Miami. You trade for a guy in John Collins, who I think can be a nice role player for them. You take John Collins out of a situation in Atlanta and Utah to where he was asked to be maybe the Robin to that team's Batman, and maybe that was a little too much for him. Now I think he gets slotted where he needs to be. So the bigs that they've acquired that are going to be around Ivica Zubac, who is one of the best defensive bigs in the sport, I'm here for it. John Collins averaged 19 points and 6 rebounds last year for the Jazz. And with John Collins, you bring in Brook Lopez as well. So I think their big rotation is going to be really good. We know T. Lue, former Cavs head coach, is one of the best head coaches in the association. It's always going to be about Kawhi and Harden. I understand that. But I think John Collins, Brook Lopez, Ivica Zubac, 3 bigs that you're going to be able to have play all the time for them. They're going to be in the mix out there in the West as they were last year. And I believe they pushed either Denver or OKC to 7 in one of the playoff rounds this year. So we know they've got the talent. They just got to put it together from start to finish. I'm going with the Los Angeles Clippers partying like a rockstar.
I love it. And another step in the untraditional summer sports. We went with a tennis rockstar. We're going to go with a glizzy eating rock star. Joey Chestnut triumphed at the Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog, in other words, glizzy eating contest, and he dominates.
Cooked him again. What is it, 17th win?
He took a year off.
Unreal, man.
So he had to break his streak, and now he's back.
Yeah.
Starting a new streak. Got to give Joey Chestnut the love.
Crazy. And he looks like he's in legitimate shape, too.
It's almost like you would think the 17-time hot dog eating champion would be a big guy.
Correct. Like a little sloppy. No, not at all.
He's running those glizzies off.
Yeah, he's absolutely on it, man. It's always good. I can't watch it, though, Depot.
I know.
I can't watch him or any of those people partake.
I can't hear it.
Oh, my goodness, no. Because AR knows, like, I can't stand hearing people lick their fingers when they're eating. Imagine what that sounds like. Oh, no, I'm not here for that at all. Last candidate for me real quick. I'm going with Jose Altuve for the Houston Astros. The OG still has it. He went off against the Los Angeles Dodgers this weekend in a 3-game series. 6 hits, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. He has 10 hits over his last 6 games. He is batting .417 in the month of July. The dude's 5'6" and has legitimate power. It's crazy to see him still doing it out there for the Houston Astros. That's party like a rockstar for this week. Coming up, Vegas has weighed in on all the upcoming quarterback competitions in the NFL. Who do they think will be the favorite to start for the Brownies? We'll tell you next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Yeah. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. With Window Nation, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less, so you can get back to your daily routine right away. Personally, I wouldn't procrastinate. You don't want to wait on this deal. It's a trustworthy company like Window Nation, getting your windows in 1 day or less. 50% off all window styles now, plus 0 interest until 2030 with Window Nation. Call them up, 866-90NATION, or visit windownation.com to get your free quote on replacement windows. 866-90NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
When you walk up and down the stairs, do you feel a crunch in your knees? Or when you lift your arms above your head, you hear a click in your shoulders? Have you tried steroid shots and now they're suggesting surgery? Before you go under the knife, you should hear me out. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell, and I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without getting more meds and without having to have surgery. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine, using the treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. Their cellular treatment contains growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. Learn more about something that could be life-changing. A licensed medical provider will go over your x-rays or MRI and see if you're a good fit for these breakthrough treatments. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Just heard Brandon Beam bragging about finally beating me in golf. Cute story. Let's set the record straight. I lost my 50 pounds with a Waken 180 first. Brandon saw my results, heard about my golf game, and thought, hey, I better do that too. Sure, Beam had some decent drives last weekend, but who carried the team when the shots really mattered? If your goal is to walk 18, drop 5 pant sizes, reduce your medications, just do exactly what I did. First, choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Oklahoma Athletic Director Joe Castiglione will retire from his full-time role during the upcoming school year. Castiglione is entering his 28th year at Oklahoma and is the longest current tenured AD in major college sports. Both the Reds and Guardians start new series tonight. At 7:10 down in Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati welcomes the Miami Marlins. Brady Singer versus Jansen Junk, the pitching matchup. Coverage on ESPN Columbus gets underway this evening at 6:40. We'll join it in progress here on The Fan at 8. The Guardians looking to snap a 10-game losing streak when they head to Houston tonight to face the Astros at 8:10. Tanner Bybee gets the start for the Guards. Colton Gordon for Houston. This one brought to you by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. You can view that selection online at germaintoyota.net.
Anthony can follow direction very well, as long as he first prints out MapQuest. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Hour number 2 on a Monday. Thanks for joining us, folks. Hope you guys had a great weekend. DeVere Posey in the house, the former Buckeye wide receiver for AR today. Bottom of the hour, Jake Burns, Browns film breakdown, would hop on to talk about the upcoming season, the offseason so far. Before you know it, football will be here. Folks, Depot, for you, as a former player, when did you really start to lock in? Like, when was it that point in the calendar for DeVere where he was like, okay, it's time to stop messing around? The season is, was it 4th of July weekend? Before that, when did you start really focusing in on the upcoming year?
I would say probably like post-spring ball.
Okay.
For me. I mean, like, obviously you're in spring ball getting right. And the thing about spring ball that I didn't like was actually the process of getting in shape. And so when you come out of spring ball, you're like, oh, I want to maintain this into the summer. And then there's a few things from spring that I still need to tighten up. So I would say post-spring ball, going up into that time in the training camp where your times were in the back of your head, like 4th of July weekend, if you had a beer in your hand or if you're just, chilling with a hot dog and a hamburger and you're like, yeah, I probably should be running gassers today. I probably should be running routes. Yeah. Like, it's just that guilt of the season is looming. I'm so happy I don't have to feel that anymore. But you know what it's like.
I'm sure it's also like, too, like, I don't want to let my guys down.
I
got to do my part.
So you gave up French fries last year, and you're a workout demon and a workout god. And, like, so what you're saying is like, that feeling of, I've been bad this week.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
it's horrible. It's like, for me, it's any time I eat anything bad. It's like the minute after that, my mind goes to, well, that's like an extra 10 minutes on the Stairmaster. Right. Like, it really is a sicko place to be. But I understand what you're saying. And you're talking about a whole nother world.
So it's heightened.
Yeah, like, D1 football, professional
I'm
going to
lose my scholarship
right.
if I eat this hot dog and don't run. Like, I might get kicked out of my apartment. And it's just like.
What did you have to weigh? Because Tyvis said that he had to weigh 205 every single day at the facility.
Yeah, I never had those like weight issues, but my wow, this is a great set right here going on. But my weight was about 195. Yeah.
So Tress didn't have the weigh-ins the way it sounded like maybe Urban did.
I was trying to keep weight on because we were running so much at this time. Like, right, like mine was the reverse. Like, oh, I need to, after practice, I need to sit here and eat as much as I can so I can weigh back what I weigh, because you lose 5. You did 2 days, right, Cole? You in high school?
Yeah, we did 2 days in high school.
Yeah, so you'll go in, you'll be 205, you'll be like 197.
Yeah, we actually did. Now that you mention it, we did have weigh-ins for that exact reason.
And you're trying to get back. So for wide receivers, for us, is to get back to that reporting weight. We're not like I'm not. See, Tyvis, he's supposed to be a linebacker. Okay, he's okay. So if he would have really ate if he didn't do his diet, Tyvis was supposed to play OLB. Okay. And so Tyvis had to lose. I had to gain.
You had to gain. It's funny that you mentioned the gaining part because one of my boys, he played football up at Bowling Green, and I remember I used to go visit him all the time on Fridays and Saturdays, is going to the games and all that stuff. But he was a part of what they called the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't put on enough weight. He always burned it off so quickly, like you're talking about.
Yep.
So he had to report to the facility at like 6:30, 7 in the morning, and waffles, pancakes, and all that. And to some
peanut
people,
butter sandwich,
right?
Bro, it's torture.
Some people, you hear that, you think it's great. Like, that's a good time.
No,
he hated doing that
to carb load in the morning just so you can participate.
Yeah,
man, it's the worst.
Yeah, I used to watch him do that, like roll out of bed and just sluggishly walk out and go to the breakfast club at 6:37 in the morning.
Big reason why a lot of offensive linemen lose weight after football is because of what we're talking about, like this carb loading phenomenon that has to happen with football. Like these guys are like, man, you mean to tell me I don't have to eat all of this food to just play and like make weight? And yeah, it's tough.
It's crazy too. You mentioned the former offensive lineman. Like you look at Joe Thomas now and where he is. Like he looks good, right? He really looks good.
How about your boy? Have you seen Marshall Yonda?
That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Have you guys seen Mike Adams? He's a yoga instructor.
I haven't seen Mike Adams yet.
He's a six-pack.
Is he?
He's a yoga instructor.
Yeah, these old line just dropped that weight quickly, man. These dudes are right here.
And he's 6'8", too, so imagine how much weight that is.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Let's get into, because it's interesting, right? You look around the NFL landscape when it comes to the quarterback position. There are a lot of teams that I think are in good hands, right? I think there are a lot of teams that are in that no doubt we know who our guy is, not only right now, but for years to come. But I think there's also a nice amount of teams that look around their building and say, okay, we feel good about where we are. Do we know that he's absolutely our, guy for the next 5 to 10 years? Maybe not. But there's good security. And some of those guys for me are like a Baker Mayfield, a Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, if you're into and believe what you saw last year is real. I think those franchises right now are like, okay, we have a window here that's maybe 2 to 3 years to where we feel good about what we're doing. And then you have other teams that are scratching and clawing right now to figure out where we're going at the most important position. One of those teams, as we all know, is no doubt the Cleveland Brownies. And Vegas has weighed in on who they believe will be the week 1 starter this year. Before we get to that, I want to ask you this, Depot. If you were a wide receiver right now in that Cleveland locker room, who would you want to be the guy week 1? If you were Jerry Jeudy, if you were Deontay Johnson, I throw you in that wide receiver room. You're a vet. You know what it takes and what we got to do to ball out. Who would you want to be the QB1?
Joe Flacco.
Okay. Why?
He won a Super Bowl. And the last time he was in a Browns uniform, they lost in the playoffs to the Texans. And he was playing very good football up into that game. And I think Joe Flacco, if I'm studying film, all of OTAs, these guys do install 1, install 2, install 3, install 7. And it's the playbook. They show you the play on a PDF. Then they show you a video of the play. Mm-hmm. Probably every play they saw, Joe Flacco was probably the quarterback. He's the teach tape right now. So I'm going with Joe.
It's interesting that you say that, because that's why I find this whole situation very, very appealing and interesting. Mm-hmm. Because I think there would be a lot of vets that roll with you on that because of what they know they would get from Joe Flacco more times than not. But Depot, as you know much better than we do, the political aspect of a sports team and things that go into some of these decisions, especially when you talk about this position and what the Browns just did in the draft. Drafting Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, taking Shedeur Sanders a couple rounds after that. They have to find out at some point in time what you have in those guys. Maybe it's one, maybe it's both. I think you have to give both guys a chance to go out there and show what they can do at this level. But when that change does happen, if you are a player like you just said, that wanted to roll with Flacco in week 1, there has to be at some point in time, right?
There is
a no doubt. Okay, he just did this.
There is.
Now I believe.
Well, I'm going to give you the times in the preseason that you might recognize
as a player that this dude is legit.
Dak Prescott, Victor Cruz, DTR in the preseason with the Browns. Mm-hmm. He put positive drives out there. And so here's the thing. Joe Flacco goes out there first couple series. This 3 and out. If I'm the head coach, I'm like, okay, you put Dylan Gabriel down there and we put together a 7-play series and we leave with a field goal and he does that again and they might get a point or he might turn the ball over. It might be a fumble snap. It's okay. He moved the ball down the field. Mm-hmm. Then you put Shedeur in there and say it all goes great. He's moving the ball down the field. He's getting it out of his hand. He's checking it down. Positive plays. Running backs are moving forward, moving the power. You say, hey, which guy is moving this offense down the field? I don't care what it looks like. I don't care who's getting paid the most. It's who's putting together 7 to 8 play sets in the preseason.
Move the chains.
That's the big indicator. Yeah. Now, Dylan goes in the street. Now, if Joe goes out there and all those preseason and he doesn't put one on the point, like on the board, I'm worried. I'm worried about that prediction. Now, if Gabriel, Sador, and Kenny Pickett, they go out there and they're moving and putting together sets and putting points up, you as an evaluator have to say, hey, I know what I'd like to see, but this is what the results are.
Vegas is telling us that Joe Flacco will be the guy. The odds for all four right now, plus 110 for Flacco to start week 1, plus 200 for Kenny Pickett, plus 500 for Dylan Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders is at plus 700. Another aspect of this, and this may not matter, but I think it should to a certain degree. The Browns have the most difficult strength of schedule in the month of September. So you have the Bengals, Ravens, Packers, and Lions. 4 teams that I think in their own building believe that they're going to go to the postseason this year. When you're a head coach that has to weigh into this decision just a little bit, right? Do we really want to throw one of the young fellas out there to the wolves against 4 of the best teams in the league? Does that matter, Depot? How much of that should matter? Like, because I've always been like last year, for example, I looked at Drake May and I said I'd play him. I'd play him early. To me, that's the best way to figure out the job, is to go out there and actually do the job. There's so many other things that are baked into that. What's the offensive line like?
I'm different.
What's the weaponry
I'm
like?
different.
And that wasn't good for New England last year, but he did show when he came in that he could hold it down. I'm a fan of that. Like, hey, let's get the answers for this
Draft
kid.
a guy in the first round and he starts game 1. That's what you want to see.
It may not have to be week 1, but
at some point in the season, he's the starter.
I'd like for him to get a bulk of the year in year 1. When you hear Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions.
So at least, bulk of the year, we're talking
8 games.
6 to 9 starts.
Somewhere in that window.
6 to 9
For me,
starts.
it would make me feel good if I was running the show for an NFL team. Because I want the answers, too. If I'm a GM, if I'm the scouting department, like, I want to see our guy. What do we need to do in the offseason to help him out?
Is a negative rookie year a bad sign to you? Like right? Do you? Okay.
What's negative look like?
How about J.J. McCarthy this season? Okay, he sat out last year. You start him week 1. All signs are him pointing towards him.
Yeah.
He goes out. He plays against the Bears. He throws 3 picks.
We got to keep rolling. I don't want to overreact to a guy that didn't play at all last year.
Okay.
Jumping on a moving train, and not playing well in game 1.
Well, he's a rookie.
This year.
Yeah, because I don't know who's going to roll with anybody this year as far as rookie quarterback. So I'm just putting it out there as a guy who we haven't seen is getting evaluated this year essentially as a rookie.
Right.
And he has a bad outing. I just wonder, for me, it's like, I don't have any remedy. Not that the fact that the cut happened, I know it's going to heal.
Yeah.
But next week, I don't have a Band-Aid. So I don't have a coach or a quarterback that can walk him through, hey, JJ, this is why this happened. So that's why to me, when you throw a starter out there, I just caution with that being the experiment, because you can lose a guy. I would rather a safety net of some quarterback development, i.e., Falcons.
So, and I know you've been big on it. You were one of the people that was in the minority that was actually correct about that situation and what it looks like for Penix. I think a lot of this, too, comes down to the psyche of your rookie and really understanding his ability to handle negative things. Because you got like a lot of guys, especially at that position, their entire careers has been success for the most part at a pretty high clip. Right, that first gut punch, that first 2-piece across the chin when you're in the NFL, how do you get off the mat? Those teams need to figure that out. And I think that weighs into as well the development of your quarterback and whether or not he can handle those things. Because every rookie's going to take it on the chin. Yeah. Every rookie's going to take it on the chin. And look, there's 2 different ways you can go about it. We've seen guys start right away and have good success. We've seen guys wait for a year or 2 and have good success too. So there's no perfect way to do it. And I think Kevin Stefanski and that offensive staff will roll with one of the vets in week 1, and in time one of those young guys will take over. Coming up, one of the best offensive weapons in the NFL thinks he knows how teams will attack Travis Hunter this season. We'll share that with you next. It's Rothman Ice right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan. Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, you know that complete HVAC system we sell for $12,000?
Yeah, it's for homes that are 1,600 square feet or less.
How big is 1,600 square feet?
3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Those homes are what America is made of.
Get Eco.
ECO. Other companies are charging $15,000 to $18,000 for that same system.
Yeah, I know.
And if your family doesn't need a new furnace, Eco will replace the AC component for just $8,500. Why are we doing this?
Nurses, police officers, office workers, firefighters, and school teachers live in those houses, Jerry.
The people that America is made of live in the houses that America is made of.
We're just doing what we can to restore balance to the universe, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. When a person is doing well, they're making money. But when they're doing good, they're helping others.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Go to geteco.com.
When it comes to home improvement, you've probably asked yourself a few key questions. Is the salesperson trustworthy? Will the company follow through on their promises? And is the work going to be a lasting solution, not just a quick fix? At Newman Roofing, we get it. As a locally based, family-owned company, we know how hard it can be to find a contractor you can truly trust. For over 33 years, we've been providing homeowners across Central Ohio with reliable roofing solutions done right the first time. When you choose Newman Roofing, you'll be greeted by value-driven professionals in clean company vehicles and crisp uniforms who show up with a smile and take the time to answer your questions. Because for us, it's not just about the roof. It's about protecting your home, your family, and the trust you place in us. If you're thinking about your roof or siding, call the local company that puts integrity first, Newman Roofing. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dick Steele Days are happening now. You won't want to miss our biggest sale of the summer. Scorecard members earn a $20 bonus reward on your purchase of $150 or more. Plus, 3 days of amazing savings start Tuesday. Check out offers from brands like Nike, Adidas, Hoka, and Stanley. And check back daily for new one-day deals Tuesday through Thursday. Score the season's hottest savings before they're gone on July 10th. Shop in the app and on Dix.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
I love my public school. My teachers are awesome. And everyone who works here makes sure I have what I need to learn and be my best. My classmates and I need your support too. Please stand with the Ohio Education Association to ask for the fully funded public schools every kid deserves.
Ohio's public schools are the heart of our communities. They're safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive.
Because in Ohio, public education matters.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
scattered showers and thunderstorms today, some with heavy downpours. Otherwise, skies will be mostly to partly cloudy with our highs in the upper 80s. For tonight, more of an isolated chance of showers and storms, otherwise mostly cloudy with lows in the 70s. And for Tuesday, again, an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms, otherwise partly sunny with highs in the upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman Ice on The Fan. It's not terrible.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We are Rothman and Ice. DeVere Posey, the former Buckeye wide receiver in the house today, filling in for AR. Bottom of the hour, talk all things Brownies. Jake Burns from the Browns Film Breakdown will weigh in on the quarterback competition and more. You know, the locker room politics are always interesting to me, Depot, because real quick, just going back to the Brown situation, like it's always been in my brain when Shedeur got drafted, a little bit of the support from guys that were in that locker room already. You know, tweets saying, you know, can't wait for you to get to Cleveland, blah, 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 and all that stuff from some of the leaders on the team. Like if you're Dylan Gabriel, that's another aspect of this too that I don't know gets talked about enough is that mental challenge. And that may change. Dylan Gabriel might go in there and ball out and get the same love. But out of the gate, there was more support to my eye for Shedeur than there was Dylan Gabriel. And if you're Dylan Gabriel, you're looking around like, okay, like, you know, hey, like the Denzel Wards of the world. And these guys are doing that for him, but not doing that for me. Like that's got to be tough, too, to go into that building every day and feel some of that from your teammates, right? Because I'm sure you've been in some of those situations where guys are showing one guy love and not the other guy. And that guy's probably like, dang, like, you know, I'm just chopped liver around here. And so that component of this, too, for me, is fascinating, is the locker room dynamic and the impact that could have on this whole situation in the next few weeks going into the fall.
So if me and you had a work agreement, Matty Ice, I'm pretty sure, and you and Cole, that you can't say, hey, Cole, angry fingers text how you really feel in an email with your Tegna email. You know why? Is because like there's some like corporate things that you wouldn't go around if you're upset with a person, or if you're.
That's what I got the Gmail for.
If you right, he gonna come from a personal account. So look, so you know, and that's I got a good reference for that. For football players, this situation you're alluding to is the only thing that parallels to that, right? Like you're at work and you're upset with somebody and you can't tell them how you feel, but you got to be nice and say, hey, no, Matt, I disagree with you. I think we should do, company policy says we should do it this way. Mm-hmm. Well, in the locker room, hey, Dylan, you really don't, you probably think Shedeur is a bit extra. Shedeur, you probably don't think Dylan Gabriel's that good. You guys all both probably think Joe is old and Kenny Pickett is washed up, but you can't tell him that, and you can't display it with a bad throw in practice. Like, I told y'all he's bad. So, like, this is where your professionalism within competition parallels how you need to act when you're upset with somebody in a corporate job. Mm-hmm. Dylan Gabriel is probably being a pro. He's been in situations where he's been in competitions. He's been in, many, I mean, as a transfer quarterback, I'm pretty sure he's, used to being a guy and winning a job. But, hey, bud, pro football is in your face, and it's awkward. Woo. It's awkward.
Speaking of awkward, the Browns put out a video of the rookie class, and they were taking a picture. Mm-hmm. Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson, the whole gang is there. And Quinshon goes to throw up the rollie, throw up the watch celebration for Shedeur. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, Dylan is right there. And his own classmates are not fully leaning that way to say he's the guy, but those little things, if you're a human, I don't care who you are, that's going to be in your brain. Is it going to have a major impact on your day moving forward? Maybe not. For some people, maybe it does. And so it's those little things.
It does.
It has to, right?
It does.
Like it has to. And so that part of it for Dylan Gabriel is going to be a mental hurdle.
It is.
For him.
Every day.
It's not only within his locker room, it's the outcry of the kids, the jersey sales for like all of that stuff is already popping off.
Every film session, it's you got to get over. It's like literally he's jumping hurdles, probably parking next to this guy, walking in. Because it's for the quarterbacks, it's this thing, you want to arrive first. And I know Joe Flacco is probably there at 6:30. And so they're trying to beat him there. Mm-hmm. And so everybody gets the praise because obviously, Shedeur Sanders, man. I mean, it's perfect timing right now. This is Deion's son. You want to endear yourself to him culturally, pop world-wise, right? Like, you want this team. Like, you don't want to be the guy that's a bad teammate to Shedeur.
Yeah.
You have to bring him in. Now, when Dillon Gabriel, for me, if I'm in his shoes, every rep is loud. Every rep is clean. All of my professionalism, I'm taking ahead of it. But to me, you know what this sounds like? He has an advantage on Shedeur. I don't have to deal with all of that. I'm here for football,
Just
man.
ball.
My play is speaking for me. My throws are speaking for me.
Yeah.
I don't need, I'm not about to follow you on social media, right? Like, 'cause you're probably in the locker room like, oh, Shedeur follow me, right? Are you following me? Oh, yeah. Forget all of that. Leave all of that at the gate.
Yeah.
I like this situation for Dillon Gabriel to come in and learn and not have the spotlight on you.
That's a good point. And for both Dillon and Shedeur, this is very rare territory that they're in. As
not
far
being
as
a man.
Yes, how delicate every rep is going to be for them. Because last 2 years for Shedeur, man, you go into that, I'm the guy. Like, there's nobody challenging me. Same thing could be said for Dillon, right? Out there at Oregon. Every day he walked into the facility at Eugene, I'm the captain of this ship. This year, you go into the training camp in the next few weeks, man, the weight of you, every single throw, every single play call.
The only guy that can handle that right now is Joe Flacco.
That's it. And can he pick it to a certain degree?
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about the rookies, Depot.
Yeah.
Like, this
if
is
that glove gets wet, it might get slippery.
You know that you got the baby got the White Castle slider hands. I hear what you're saying. But I just think for both Shedeur and Dillon, like, the mental part of this is so different for them.
It's delicate, man.
It really is. So, yeah, I'm glad you took us down that road, because I just think there's so much to unpack, and we'll get into it in the coming weeks because there's just going to be a lot to talk about. I wanted to run this by you quickly. Travis Kelce, Cleveland Heights own Kansas City Chiefs tight end, future Hall of Famer, maybe the best tight end to ever do it. He was on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast, and they asked him, how will opponents attack Travis Hunter as a two-way player? And he said this, quote, both sides, that's the thing. I don't know how they're going to divvy it out. I don't know, because teams are going to go after him. They're going to try to make his day miserable. If he plays corner, they're going to run deep balls at him all day. They're going to run the wide receivers, just take him out of the picture if they can. Why wouldn't you just attack him that way? When you hear that from Travis Kelce, what are your thoughts on the defensive side of things for Travis Hunter and the challenge that may be in front of him?
Oh, man, the NFL is just, it's like the NBA, man. It's we're watching the finals, and they're putting the MVP in pick and rolls because he can't defend guys.
Can't hide.
You can't hide.
There's no hiding.
It's in the NFL, by the first quarter, oh, yeah, they got me circled this week. they are attacking me. I remember special teams, man. It was like the first kickoff, and I'm like, oh, that was a trap five. And then the next one, I'm like, oh, I'm the wink link that they said we can win through him. Yeah. So Travis has to have that reality every day, every week of, hey, they're going to test my cardiovascular strength. They're going to test my ability to hold an edge, right? Like, if you're playing corner, you know what I'm doing? I'm going and I'm playing for that big Colts offensive lineman. I'm going to pull my center and my guard, and I'm going to run them at you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do toss sweeps all the time.
You know what else is challenging too? The world that these defensive backs live in is completely different. You can't cut guys anymore.
It's tough.
You can't cut the knees out of these offensive linemen. So the physicality too. You get that pulling guard. You get that Trent Williams coming around the edge of your Travis Hunter. That's a whole new world, and it's not a fantastic point of view if you're Travis Hunter. That's why I think you protect him as much as possible on the defensive side. Hey, third down. Let's go. Some money down. Need you to lock up.
Well, what happens is, as a corner, you have to show people that you can't be tested.
Yeah.
And so what Travis Kelce is saying is just they're going to throw balls at him until he takes them, until he shows the ability to travel and take somebody out of the game, line up in the slot and line up here. you're going to just be a corner that's a rookie, that's a starter that we're attacking.
We're coming at you.
Yeah, that's it.
We're coming at you. No doubt about it. Coming up in 2 minutes, we'll talk all things Browns with Jake Burns from the Browns Film Breakdown. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $699.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. If that's our us a ring, call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Maddie ranked the most dynamic duo of all time, Caesar Salad and Moscow Mule. This is Rothman and Ice.
That it is. Welcome back in. DeVere Posey, former Buckeye wide receiver in the house today. For AR, going to use the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline right now. Bring on Jake Burns, Browns Film Breakdown. Jake, how you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. We appreciate your time. As always, we were reacting to, some of the odds that are out there, Jake, for who's going to be the Week 1 starter for the Brownies. Flacco's the leader in the clubhouse right now. No surprise. But, Jake, when you look at the two rookies in this scenario and finding out what they are and what they have and going into next year's draft, as you know, with some pretty good draft capital on paper right now, the approach from Stefanski, Tommy Rees to finding those answers, like, what are your thoughts on how they should get there?
Well, I mean, I think you have a lot of veterans there. It's an interesting situation because they have veterans, Miles, Denzel, some of these guys who have been around, the Grant Delpits of the world who really want to win. I mean, it's hard for them to go into a season thinking we're punting the year, testing out rookie quarterbacks by week 2. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to be in that world. So I do think they want to first and foremost attack the season with the guy who evokes the most trust and confidence within that group. And I think Joe will be that guy. They've won with him. They've gone to places that matter with him leading them. So it's hard to envision them not starting Joe week 1. Granted, somebody doesn't come into training camp, doesn't light up the preseason. That's always possible. But, I think that's the obvious way to approach it is you kind of ride into the season with Joe, give him every opportunity to survive and thrive, and then you kind of pivot off of that when the season dictates you have to, right? If you can go 17 games and win 11 ball games with Joe Flacco, that's a great outcome. I mean, everybody would be really happy with that. But obviously you pivot and change off of whatever circumstances arrive throughout the season. So I think you go into that middle of the year looking at where are we record-wise, where are the young guys and getting up to speed, do we feel confident and comfortable putting Dylan out there or Shador out there? Have they given us the physical maturity to show they can survive? Do they have the mental maturity to handle line protections, the huddle, everything that it requires an NFL quarterback to do, which is more than I think the public understands. So there's a lot of factors there, and I think obviously, and I continue to say, like, if there's a guy who has a Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott preseason training camp that puts a bunch of trust in the organization and the players around him, it could happen. But I think you really have to go into it looking at Joe as the most likely answer to start the year, and then kind of based on Joe's recent track record of playing time and how that shakes out, it's probably safe to assume that they will have an opportunity more organically to get a look at these rookies by later in the year.
Absolutely. I wanted to go down the running back hallway with you. And let's look through this door. Nick Chubb, his door in that classroom is all cleaned out. That is gone out of Cleveland. And then you have two rookies, right? And when I look at drafting two rookie running backs, you draft one high and you draft one late. It just creates a different dynamic in the room. I'll give you a few other scenarios just off the top of my head. You go with a guy like Arian Foster and Ben Tate, right? Arian Foster undrafted, Ben Tate drafted. Arian Foster ends up beating him out, right? And we've seen these certain situations where running backs can beat other guys out. I just wanted to get a take on your mindset on the type of runner that Dylan Sampson will be for the Browns and the type of runner that Quinshon Judkins will be, and how do you see them two in their next 3 to 4 years playing off of each other and creating a dynamic duo up there in Cleveland?
It's a great question. I tried to kind of tap into this, a little bit of what you're saying with duos and guys kind of drafted within the same. It's rare to see a team, and I trace this back into the 90s as best I could, to invest inside the same draft a second and a fourth round pick. It never happens.
It's crazy.
So there are guys, it's really crazy. There are guys who go year to year, like 1 year a second round pick, the next year a fifth round pick. That's a bit more common. But inside the same class, I do think it's very peculiar, and it speaks to their desire to really rewrite their running back room on the fly, try to get younger, youthful, and kind of become more well balanced. So to your question about Dylan Sampson and Quinshon. I think Quinshon is a more powerful runner, and I think he obviously brings the element of, hey, not only will he be able to one-cut decisively, get downhill, and use that powerful stiff arm to create space, he will also run through your face. And I think Dylan, ironically, he gets a little bit of this, hey, he's going to be a change of pace or a pass catcher. But if you watch him at Tennessee, there really wasn't much of that. That hypo veer and shoot offense, very wide split stuff, was really predicated on giving him interior running ability, getting downhill, making one cut, and really going after it. So I think that they're both what I'm getting at is I think they're both very similar runners, and I think that they're both going to be a little different in how they approach what the Browns do with wide zone. Deuce Staley, their running back coach, has kind of confirmed a lot of what we presume was going to happen. They're going to be back in their bread and butter, which is wide zone. Then they're going to pull those two talented guards, run counter power, pin pull, various different things. And I think they're just going to be a split carry group. And I think you're going to see Dylan get some opportunities off of when Jerome needs some help. And then they'll also have Jerome Ford needs to get his opportunity as well. So I think that Quinshon and Dylan are very similar. They both are adequate pass blockers. They're both adequate and willing to be a part of the passing game. So I don't see I think a lot of people think you draft one with one skill set and one with another. I think they're pretty comparable. Dylan's just a little smaller and a little more elusive, but they both run a similar style of the position, and I think they're just going to play off of whichever one is kind of riding the hot hand at that time, because I think they're both very talented. People forget Dylan was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year, so you're not.
I don't.
This isn't a small school kid who's out of nowhere. This is a real talent.
No, this is one of the best backs in the country last year, and I think you are right, Jake. It normally happens in a drafted and free agency type of transaction, not a two-draft. Like two drafted. I think you're almost right on that. Just double checking while you were talking.
Yeah, it's extremely rare to see. I think the Seattle did this 1 year with they took the year that they took either Rashad Penny in 2018, or then they took the young man who's there right now, Michigan State kid was good. Yeah, I think they took a seventh round back, like a Kenny McIntosh out of Georgia. That's the most likely thing I've seen to compare this, but that's not even a seventh round pick, a fourth round. You get a fourth round pick, you want that guy to be a part of your process. So yeah, it's pretty rare. So I'm really fascinated how they're going to navigate that.
No doubt. We're talking all things Browns with Jake Burns right now from the Browns Film Breakdown. I want to throw this at you, Jake, because I'm so interested in the pass catchers outside of Judy and Njoku. So I want to throw this at you. Harold Fannin Jr. or Deontay Johnson? Who do you think will be the more impactful pass catcher for the Browns this year?
Well, Deontay Johnson can still do it. The thing is, you watch his Carolina tape last year before things fell apart, he can still do it. He creates the outside, He's really an outside guy. He's not a big guy, but he's adequate enough size-wise, and he can really get open. The route tree stuff is still very clean. Now, whether he's mentally ready to do the role play stuff, not be the focal part of that boundary X receiver where he's been at Pittsburgh and Carolina, what happened in Baltimore, then ultimately Houston. If he's right mentally and he's bought into what they're doing, he can be a really fun third weapon with Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy. They can have a nice 11 personnel package there because he can still create at all three levels. And I was impressed, the preconceived notion based on what happened last year is he's done. No, I think it's whether mentally he's in the right place to contribute because the Carolina tape shows a guy who's still getting open. So I like him. And then, Harold Fannin thing is very delicate because they're in this year with David Njoku where he's in a contract year. Do they want to give him that rare third contract with the same team? They love David. He's become a leader, but I do think they really like Harold and his versatility playing in the slot, in the inline position, in the tight, narrow slot, playing almost fullback, U-back type stuff. He's got a really diverse set of skills that I think they want to get involved. It's just a matter of are they more comfortable living in 11 personnel based on what Kevin wants to do or 12. I think sitting here right now, knowing I don't know everything about, inside the walls of Berea, but I think that they really want to get Harold involved, and I would be able to place a little more trust that they're going to get him involved and have a role for him. But I think that the exciting thing is I think their two wide receivers and particularly Cedric Tillman are kind of being slept on a little bit. So I am fascinated to watch how they pivot off of that, whether they want a third wide receiver on the field a lot to play, obviously, in that 11 personnel, or if they want to get a second tight end on the field, or sometimes even getting a little bit of that split back gun stuff they've been showing in OTAs and training camps to get a second running back on the field. So they got some options there that they haven't had in previous years, in my opinion.
Optionality is always a good thing when you're a team, especially a play caller. It's great stuff. Jake Burns, Browns Film Breakdown, does a tremendous job covering all things Dog Pound. Jake, we appreciate you, my man. Have a great rest of the day.
Yeah, likewise, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, Jake was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Depot, it's funny. So much of the conversation coming out of the draft was the quarterbacks. And I get it. I do think Andrew Berry and the scouting department, I think they did a good job. I think there's a chance we're talking in the next year or two that this rookie class that they just scooped up is going to be impactful for them in years to come, especially the three guys on offense with Quinshawn, Dylan Sampson, and Harold Fannin. I think those guys can be building blocks for the future. The biggest part of the equation, as we know, is QB1, but I like the weaponry that they're on offense in Cleveland. If they can have a guy come in there and hit him with some consistent play, then maybe this Browns offense will be a lot better than it was last year, which was bottom of the league in points per game.
I love the way that they did the draft, but the thing with the Browns to me is it's just in-season decision making, man. It's like I never questioned in their off seasons, and I know this sounds crazy, but the season starts and they just make just choices that don't help their franchise. And so for me, the choice that I want to see is, do you dump a vet and a rookie, or do you dump two vets and keep two rookies?
I'm dumping. For me, I think
one vet,
the cleanest path is what you just said. One of the vets goes, keep both rookies. Can't get rid of one of the rookies without seeing what they do, right? I think that's organizational malpractice if you do that.
Okay. There's a chance that the Browns might let one of those rookies go.
That would be wild.
That's what I'm worried about.
That I wouldn't understand.
I love the way they drafted, but I want to know, do they keep everybody at the end of the season?
I think they're going to roll into the season with three. Okay. One of Pickett, Flacco, and Gabriel Shador will be your quarterback room. But yeah, it'll be fun to see, that's for sure. Coming up in our Buckeye Bulletin, Jeremiah Smith. He transformed his body this offseason. We'll tell you how next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking Nitro Thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, save on USDA Choice T-Bone steaks. Just $9.99 a pound in the value pack with your digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius. Or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dick Steele Days are happening now. You won't want to miss our biggest sale of the summer. Scorecard members earn a $20 bonus reward on your purchase of $150 or more. Plus, 3 days of amazing savings start Tuesday. Check out offers from brands like Nike, Adidas, Hoka, and Stanley. And check back daily for new one-day deals Tuesday through Thursday. Score the season's hottest savings before they're gone on July 10th. Shop in the app and on Dix.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Depot, let's knock out a Buckeye Bulletin. DeVere Posey, former Buckeye wide receiver, in the house today. Speaking of wide receivers, Jeremiah Smith kind of shook the room a little bit last week where he sat down with The Athletic and, gave his comments about the Michigan game and all of those things. And then we find out after that, Depot, he cooked up a nice little NIL deal with Adidas, which was odd on the surface, right? Since Ohio State is a Nike school, but then you dig a little deeper And you look at the likes of a Chris Henry Jr., who's a commit to Ohio State at wide receiver. He is already an Adidas NIL signee, and there's another Ohio State commit as well that is doing that. And we saw it last year with Cooper Flagg at Duke. He was a New Balance guy.
I was going to say, yeah, he was already. And then Flage Johnson, she's already committed to a shoe company, and that was since her sophomore year.
Okay, and LSU is a Nike program. So it's like, hey, in-game, you wear the Nike stuff, you get away from the game day action, you get away from the facility, post online, you can do all of the Adidas, New Balance stuff you want to do. So it seems like everything is fine there.
Well, no, it doesn't seem like everything is fine.
No?
Everything is crashing and burning because Nike is not signing athletes.
When
Marvin
you say
Harrison, Cooper Flagg, Jeremiah Smith are not Nike athletes.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Did you just say Nike's crashing and burning?
I'm saying Nike has made their money, their stock is dropping annually. Like you can go in there and look, like it's gone down. It's at like 60, I think. And they're not signing personas in a influencer-driven marketing world to where you gave everyone the blueprint with Jordan and you're not I'm not saying they're not doing it. It's just they've missed on a few times. Now, granted, they got Caitlin Clark, they got Asia Wilson. They have a lot of good people, but this is when they're in the pros. These other shoe companies, New Balance, Adidas, all of these people,
they're doing it earlier.
They're doing it earlier.
And you're developing that relationship with a guy like Jeremiah Smith, who may go on to be one of the best
influencer.
Wide receivers in the league, right? And to your point, using the word influencer, I think is key because influencing has been a thing for a long time, even for people that are non-athletes that have a large following on social media. You get, a coffee company. You get
Travis Scott has his own shoe. I buy him. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
And he has golf shoes now too. He has golf shoes too. So Jeremiah doing his thing. He's not hurting at all, and he's going to come back out there on the field and probably be an even better player because he said this, Depot, to The Athletic. Let me read this quote for you real quick. He said, I changed my eating habits, just eating healthy food, salmon, rice, vegetables. I am at 225 pounds now. I was at 205 or 208 when I got to Ohio State. Body fat, I think I'm the second lowest on the team. I just did 20 reps of 225 on the bench and ran 22 miles an hour in a game. And so the carving of his body and that focus seems to be a major part of getting ready for year two. What?
Hey, man, listen. That is like a Ferrari that went into the body shop and got turbo boosters, got new interior, and got brand new paint.
A Beats surround sound system in it.
And he told you, I'm back out on the road, guys.
Yep.
And I feel, and here's the thing. I got the second least amount of body fat on the team. Do you? Man, you can only laugh at how much of a freak this guy is. And here's the thing. I'm so mad that he's so good that we won't get to see him test at the combine because he will absolutely blow the combine out of the water.
He's going to be
but he's not going to do
watch
anything.
my tape.
He's not going to do anything.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. That conversation came up with Marvin a couple years ago. For some, it was like, oh, Marvin, you may want to work out just because there's this guy Malik Neighbors,
but that
is elite too.
I'm just interested in the
metrics
and the numbers.
Yeah, the metrics of what he could do is probably going to be absolutely
crazy
because he just looks the part. Last year, you, myself, Dane, we did the pregame shows, and a lot of times we were like, he looks like a junior.
No, he
already.
He just say it. You just say it. The only person that looks like him is Megatron.
Yeah.
I mean, just say it.
Yeah.
He looks Megatron-ish.
Yeah, he absolutely is that. And so we're at a point now to where he's talking about his physique being so much better. And then, as you know, it's like the mental part of the game for him is only going to become easier, right? At this point with what he's seen already, the seasoning of his game and the work that he's putting in. So that's what I love about special athletes, right? It's the God-given skill set.
So he won a natty and did all that, and he was eating bad?
Right.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
Now it's just all protein and veggies, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're playing DB this year.
Right.
It's, when that elbow is coming down on that jam, you're going to think twice about a guy who has 2% body fat chopping down on your arm. Yeah, so It's scary when great players realize that they're still sealing in there and they're not listening to the noise. They're not listening to the bulletin board material, positive or negative. I think for JJ, like we said, we've talked about this, being able to line up like Marvin Harrison. If I was Jeremiah Smith, the only film I would have watched this offseason was the last year that Marvin Harrison played here at Ohio State.
Okay.
He could play three. He can be inside, the number 3 receiver closest to the tackle with 2 other receivers outside of him. He can go out and play X. He can be single receiver. He can line up slot. He can get motion down to the single side, short side, run something back across the field. And I think for him, being able to just worry about when you get your playbook, they have progressions. It goes, this is what the quarterback reads. It goes 1, 2, 3, check down. 1, 2, 3, check down. Most traditional Bill Walsh's West Coast offenses have that type of sequence with the feet. It goes 1, 2, 3, and then you understand pre-snap read which side of the field you're going to go 1, 2, 3. So based off of the safeties, I'm going right 1, 2, 3. Based off of I'm going left. He needs to make sure he's won every play. Mm-hmm. And so what that means is knowing the playbook and knowing how to become the primary each play and displacing yourself, or the offensive coordinator displacing you. So that's the gap and improvement where I think Marvin Harrison was when he departed to where Jeremiah will get this year.
And he wants it. He wants to be great. I mean, whether it's in athletics or just in life, I'm sure we've all ran across people that are very talented, right? They just get out of the bed and they can do anything, but they don't have the motivation every day to be the greatest or the best to do it. It seems like he's wired that way to just be absolutely dominant. Coming up in the deep dive, TLC is going to throw at us some quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL. Which are the best? How are they stacking up? We'll chop it up after this right here on The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Anthony for Orthopedic One. I'm not invincible anymore. I never was, but I refuse to punt on things I still love to do. That's why over the past several years, when I've had things creep up, like back pain, shoulder issue, elbow problem, I've had it all, I've always chosen Orthopedic One. That's because Orthopedic One is Ohio's largest physician-owned orthopedic practice with 60 physicians in every specialty. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com. Orthopedic One. This is where you go to get better.
Hey friends, Beamer here. You tired of being tired, sick of feeling sluggish, bored with being bloated? Maybe if you're fed up with that feeling of fogginess, whatever your reason, your solution is only a click away. Reboot your life and enhance your summer at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Dion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue we actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Well, you should. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Remember this number, 50% off. All window styles, all from Window Nation. 50% off plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. Yeah, I said that. 5 whole years, 2030. No interest on the windows from Window Nation. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less. Get the windows you want for 50% off plus no interest until 2030. What are you waiting for? Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today to get your free quote on replacement windows. Again, I can't stress this enough. You do not want to miss out on this deal. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Both the Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Guardians starting new series this evening. At 7:10, the Reds welcome the Miami Marlins to Great American Ballpark. Brady Singer, he'll make the start for Cincinnati. Jansen Juck gets the ball for the Marlins. Coverage on ESPN Columbus gets underway at 6:40. We'll join that one here on The Fan in progress at 8. The Guardians looking to snap a 10-game losing streak. They head down to Houston to face the AL West leading Astros at 8:10 this evening. Tanner Bybee versus Colton Gordon, the pitching matchup in that one. Former Buckeye and Columbus Blue Jackets forward Zach Dalpe has announced his retirement from the NHL. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Are you swimming in debt? With rates as low as 8.99% APR, save your summer with a debt consolidation loan. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, get on back in here, folks. We're Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice, TLC on the board doing his thing. Thankful to have the former Buckeye wide receiver DeVere Posey in the house today. For our guy, AR, bottom of the hour, we'll talk all things National Football League with Mike Tanier from the Too Deep Zone. Real quick, Depot, I saw the over-under for Ohio State, their regular season wins at 10.5. How does that land with you? 10.5, according to Vegas, wins for Ohio State. Let me throw, some people believe there are 4 losable games on their schedule this year. Texas, Penn State, Illinois, Michigan. That you wouldn't be shocked if they dropped 1 or 2 of those to those 4 teams based off of what those 4 teams look like on paper right now. That's all it is. It's just paper. Texas, Illinois, Penn State, and Michigan. Would you agree with that? That those are maybe not coin flips, all 4 of them, but you wouldn't be surprised if a couple of those are tough, grinded out games into the fourth quarter games. Obviously, with the respect for Texas, that can go either way. Penn State, a lot of Buckeye fans are like, yeah, you got to show me. Okay, we hear this all the time, that James Franklin has all this talent. They don't get it done. I completely understand that. Illinois, it's a cute story, but that's wait and see. And then Michigan, it's like, okay, well, after last year in the history of this rivalry, it doesn't matter what the teams really look like going into that game. Anything can happen. So if I throw that at you, would you agree that on paper there are 4 losable-ish games for Ohio State this year? Or do you see it differently?
Nah, I'm taking over. I'm
10.5.
I would take Ryan Day and any team he coaches every year at a 10-win season.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's the kind of guy he is, and that's just what he's been doing since he's been here, right? I mean, you got the COVID year is the only year that we didn't. Honestly, if I'm a guy that likes value,
yeah,
I would probably bet 25% of my mortgage on that bet right there.
Over.
On the over.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sitting here looking at 2019, 13-1, 2020, 7-1, COVID season, but we did go to a natty, okay? And the only time we lost was in the natty. Okay, 12-2. I'm sorry, 11-2, 11-2, 11-2, 14-2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Ryan Day to clear 10. That's value on this beautiful Monday. Don't miss out.
At the end of the day, it always comes down to the Jimmies and the Joes. And a lot of these games, Ohio State's going to have that, right? The Michigan game is on its own island.
Who do you want, Joe or Jimmy?
I think you want the
James or Joseph?
Jimmies.
The Jimmies?
Right? Yeah, you think you want the Jimmy.
Pros versus Joes? Yeah, you don't want the Joes.
You don't want that.
You don't want the Joes.
It's a good show, by the way. The Pros versus Joes. I missed that from back in the day. And when you say that, the Joes, I think about Terry Tate, the Office linebacker. You killed a Joe, you make some mo. Like, I used to watch that all the time. All right, TLC, you have cooked up and stumbled across some rankings for the top quarterback wide receiver duos in the National Football League. You approach this how you want to. You break this down however you want to, and how you want to throw these at us for us to react to.
Okay, we'll go 2 by 2 then. That seems like a decent way to do it. So we're going to go top to bottom.
Yep.
Number 1, quarterback wide receiver duo, according to this article from Fox Sports. Got a little local flavor, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, followed by number 2. Surprised me a little bit, Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb.
Of what? Of like in football now, not Mahomes and Travis Kelce?
I think we're talking strictly wide receivers, right?
Yeah, they kept it to receivers. They didn't include tight ends.
That's kind of.
This also feels like a bit of a wide receiver bias with a lot of the rankings in this list, because it almost seems like a little bit of a wide receiver rankings. Not entirely, because obviously I didn't name Justin Jefferson off the top, but Dak Prescott going all the way up there to number 2 surprised me just a little bit.
I think, you correct me if I'm wrong, there's a little bit of a empty calories vibe to Dak in the Cowboys stats over the last couple of years, because statistically it's hard to argue.
He got them BCS win stats.
Right. It's hard to really push back on what Dak has done. Because I think 2 years ago he finished second in the MVP race.
And then and that was the year that he went to Jacksonville and just threw the ball to the Jaguars, and Trevor Lawrence won a playoff spot off of him. Yeah. You could talk about that year, no stats, but he lost to a first-year starting quarterback with a chance to go. The Cowboys go to the playoffs if they win, or the Jacksonville Jaguars go to the playoffs if they win. And Dak dropped to Trevor Lawrence, so they are inflated numbers.
Here's the question I think we have to ask, because number 1, no issue at all. Burrow, Chase, they're the duo. I think you know what's interesting? If Sam Darnold was the quarterback again for Minnesota, where would they rank? Just because of the power of Justin Jefferson alone and what that did. But that's not an option for us.
Yeah.
The question I think we have to ask is, when it comes to Dak and CD, how many quarterback wide receiver duos after them would we want above those guys?
Not many.
And so that's where I think we got to start this conversation, because number 1, no doubt, leaderboard, we're giving it to number 9. We're giving it to number 1. They can go out there and execute with their eyes closed if they needed to. But you're saying, TLC, so according to, and who published this? Was this Fox Sports?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're rolling with Dak and CD. Who is third on this list?
Jared Goff and Amon-Ra.
I like that.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is good.
Listen, Listen,
went to the wrong college, but he's good.
Here's my thing. Like I'm mad. I didn't even see this list, but is Baker and Mike Evans on here?
They are, I believe, number 6.
See, preparing for a quarterback, like a true quarterback duo, to me is not like you're saying, like these empty calorie stats like that CD, but like no, you truly have to prepare for their connection each week. And a Jared Goff and an Amon-Ra St. Brown will literally tear you apart.
It's a good call.
Baker and Mike Evans will tear you apart.
Mike Evans on the Hall of Fame highway.
Yeah.
He is going to Canton. He is that guy. Was it 10 or 11 straight years of 1,000+ yards? Mm-hmm. You know what time it is dealing with him is crazy, right? Just the consistency of his career, even going back to Texas A&M with Johnny Manziel. Like, this guy has been a force for years now.
And here's the thing, too, about quarterback and deep receiver connections. Like, are you think about Ryan Fitzpatrick and you think about Brandon Marshall that year they had with the Jets?
Yeah.
You know what they led the league with? The most completions under 25 yards. Why does that stat sound good? Well, they were a dink and dunk offense, and they were moving the chains, picking up first downs every 4 plays. That's important from a quarterback receiver standpoint, and that's why a Amon-Ra and a Jared Brown, and a Jared Goff and a Baker and a Mike Evans scare me more than a CD and a Dak, who are going to give me big stats, but they're going to take 28 minutes of possession time, moving the ball down the field when you have a good quarterback and receiver connection. It's just, it's almost like the combo of them two together maybe like would put those two higher than just player for player of Dak and CD for me.
Zooming out from Evans and Baker, but staying with Tampa, they are, to me, a top 10 offense in the league that has a chance to get into that top 5 this year because of the chemistry that's already there. You adding Mecca to this. They have the balance with those running backs and Rashad White, and I'm blanking on the other back down there in Tampa. And Bucky Irving, thank you, from Oregon. There's a lot. And their offensive line is good. Tristan Wirfs is throwing dudes out of the club all the time.
Jensen.
Yes. Now, you remove Liam Cohen from this, their offensive coordinator, who is now a head coach in the league. But, man, what they've been building the last couple of years is really good. And I love teams like that, right, where you're 2-3 years into a window. You've gone to the playoffs a couple times. Then you drop in a guy in Emeka. Man, that's Godwin, Emeka, Mike Evans. How do you defend that with the run game that they have, too?
This is where Detroit was when they dropped in David Montgomery, right? They were coming along, and you get that free agent. And, man, I mean, Baker, right? And like it's all centered around the reemergence of his career and replacing Brady. And just from a GM standpoint, not having to let go of the Devontae Davis, Matt Jensen's, Chris Godwin's, and Mike Evans because you were able to replace that guy. You don't lose those guys to free agency because one, it's tough to leave,
right?
State-free taxes.
That's real.
We're going to stay.
Got to get that money. I have a question, TLC. I don't know if this duo is in the top 10. Maybe they are. But where is C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins?
They are number 9.
See, I think they would be a lot higher if Nico didn't get injured last year. A lot of injuries to that weaponry unit down there in Houston a year ago.
He's going to have a good year this year.
You want to know who's right above him?
Who's that?
Lamar and Zay. Now that one's leaning quarterback heavy.
I like that, though.
Now, I love Zay Flowers.
He's been.
I do.
See, it's interesting with Zay because he's one of those wide receivers where maybe you have to forecast, and we can't. If they don't have the second best running back in the league and they put the rock up in the air more, what would the numbers look like? Because to your point, TLC, I don't think the numbers are jumping off the screen as like a dominant, no doubt, this is a number 1 wide receiver. The skill set, I think, is there. I do. But there's a lot of mouths to feed in Baltimore. Like a ton, especially this year.
He's undoubtedly the number 1 receiver on the team.
Yes, he is. Yeah. He is the guy.
He's the guy.
But it's the Flowers, Bateman, now DeAndre Hopkins, and then you got the 2-headed monster.
No, Flowers is the one.
There's a lot of mouths to feed for pass catchers, but he is I agree with you.
Well, I guess I'm saying there's no significant connection in the NFC North. That's the only more significant connection of quarterback to receiver that I believe is probably Joe to T. Higgins, but outside of
Joe
that,
to Chase, or you think
no, that's number 1.
Okay. Oh, you're saying outside of that one. I got you.
It's Zay Flowers and Lamar.
I think I would argue Lamar and Mark Andrews still.
Receivers is the president's. the precedence for this is
just receivers only.
Just because I asked about Kelsey at the beginning, and so just receiver-wise, I would put Zay and Lamar up there in the AFC North as number 2.
We got a wild card in Pittsburgh on that one.
Save it and pre-snap reads. We'll talk about that next right here on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Summer's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota of Columbus. Whether you're cruising to the lake or hauling your weekend gear, Germain, well, they've got the truck to help you get it done. Right now, get 2.99 APR for up to 72 months on the rugged 2024 Tacoma, or step up to the powerful 2025 Tundra, also 2.99 for 72 months. These summer savings, they won't last forever. So visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net.
Mark your calendars for Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, July 25th and 26th. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. Wedding Weekend is back with incredible offers you won't want to miss. Enjoy buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. We've had the guaranteed best price and an unmatched selection for over 78 years. Choose a jeweler you can trust and come see us July 25th and 26th at Diamond Seller on Salma Road or at Easton Town Center.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? It's true. With over 15 years replacing windows in the Columbus region, Window Nation knows what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you. And right now you can get 50% off all window styles and no interest until 2030. That's right, 0 interest for 5 years. Take advantage of the best deal of the year. Plus, get 1-day installation with Window Nation. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com for your free quote.
What does summer bring to mind? Lazy days by the pool? Hot dogs on the grill? How about large, sweaty men putting work in to defend their national title? Yes, your summer home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms today, some with heavy downpours. Otherwise, skies will be mostly to partly cloudy with our highs in the upper 80s. For tonight, more of an isolated chance of showers and storms, otherwise mostly cloudy with lows in the 70s. And for Tuesday, again, an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms, otherwise partly sunny with highs in the upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, before we get into some pre-snap reads, let me let you know that at Bet365, folks, we don't do ordinary. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Make sure you download the Bet365 app today. They've got an awesome new sign-up offer for you right now. All you have to do is bet $5 and you will get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. Speaking of the Guardians welcome in the Houston Astros tonight, or actually on the road, in Houston tonight. First pitch 8:10 down in H-Town. I'm looking at Jose Altuve. Mentioned him earlier in Party Like a Rockstar. This dude is hot right now. Had a really good series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Give me 2 total bases for Jose Altuve. Plus 145 is the juice on that. And fingers crossed that the Guardians can find some type of offense because they are hurting right now. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. You must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
So if you're just now hopping in with us, DeVere Posey, former Buckeye wide receiver, in the house today for AR. In our previous segment, we were reacting to an article from Fox Sports where they ranked the top quarterback wide receiver duos, in the NFL. Depot, you were kind of leading us down a pathway when it comes to the AFC North specifically, a division we talk about and love here in Ohio. You said after Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, because that's number one in the division. I don't think anybody would debate that at all. Where would we go with the quarterback wide receiver duo conversation in this division? So please continue your thought process on that. Would it be Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, or is it Lamar and Zay Flowers?
I think it's Lamar and Zay Flowers,
okay,
and then Joe and T.
Right after that?
Yep. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's hard for me to debate that.
Yeah.
It really is.
Because everybody else is we got to figure out this Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it. I just wonder if Metcalf is the type of receiver that Aaron is used to, getting open and winning and things like that. Sort of being patient on him, like how you can be patient with Devontae Adams. But, in the AFC North, the Jerry Jeudy and Joe Flacco, this connection still have to be made, and they will be made this season. It's just, right now, I'm comfortable saying number 2 behind Burrow and Chase, Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers and Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting debate, right? Because T. Higgins, we know him as a number 2 in Cincinnati's building, but he is a number 1 wide receiver talent.
Absolutely.
Because I think if let's say he would have...
He's more talented than DJ Metcalf, for sure. He is.
Okay. Are you talking pure touched by the hand of God? Because DK Metcalf is like similar to Jeremiah Smith. The physique is...
touched by God. Like he might not be like built like him, but have you ever seen T. Higgins hoop?
Oh, he's every bit of 6'4". The frame is, and that's why he's such a good red zone threat.
He is,
right?
Yeah.
Because of the frame.
He's just as gifted as DJ Metcalf. Absolutely.
Really?
Yes. I'm not a Tarzan guy.
I just like what play is playing in my mind right now?
What?
Is when DK hunted down Buda Baker.
I can only see that.
Like that speed at that size. But is T that explosive? I don't know if he is.
T is explosive. he'll high point a ball.
Yeah, he's great at that.
You know what I mean? Like that's his explosiveness.
He's great at that. Like
he's
that's
up here explosive, not there, like out in front of you.
I see what you're saying. Like, 'cause that's what's so scary about Jamar and T is their skill sets, I think, balance each other out very well, right? Like Jamar is that, hey, line it up anywhere on the field.
Put it in
you
my
can
hands.
get it anywhere. T is, we get from the 20s in.
I'm gonna go crack
You better have somebody over here checking me, maybe two guys, because I'm dunking on everybody.
cracking peanuts on heads up there, just taking his time, cracking sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
But I do think T is the type of player in what, you know, how we went down this road was if he is a one, absolutely he's a one on the team.
Yeah.
He could play one.
Like if he would have signed with New England this offseason,
absolutely.
he's there, no doubt, number one.
He's a better signing than Kendrick Bourne would have been.
100%.
And they paid him one money.
They did. They gave him a nice bag for sure. And so that's it's just so lethal, right? Like Cincinnati, the focus is going to be the defense. And rightfully so, because they're going to have to get stops.
Yeah.
But there are going to be so few teams in the NFL that are going to be able to slow them down at all, and they can just get points in the blink of an eye. With how dangerous it is. And then you get to the likes of a Mike Gesicki at tight end, Chase Brown. You bring back Samaje Perine. I know the interior of their offensive line is a question mark, but they've just shown us since Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins have arrived, there's no stopping them. Like consistently, right? Like you're going to have a couple drives in the game where, you know, they got to punt, blah, blah, blah. But big picture with them, it's just they're lighting up the scoreboard. It's just what they do, and now they have the chemistry, and they just, you know, Depot, like they just stretch you out on the field, right? They make you guard every blade of grass in that 11 personnel, and then they put your defense in a bind, and that's why, like, the punch that they got from Chase Brown is big, right? Because you remove Joe Mixon from the equation, you make teams respect that run game, and then, like, okay, what game do you want to play? You want to stack the box and let our receivers eat? You don't think you want to do that? We want to lighten the box, then we have the ability to do that as well. And so, yeah, man, that's why I understood why they paid them both this offseason, Depot. It's a tremendous strength that they had.
Yeah, and I grew up in the Bengals era of, you know, West Virginia Slim, Ocho Cinco, and TJ Who's Your Mama. So for me, like, the Bengals don't seem right unless they got a three-headed monster. They don't seem right unless they got 1 and 2 options. And that was a big thing for them at that time. Same issues. Can Chad and TJ and Chris Henry and Carson, and can we keep Rudy? Like, can we maintain all of our playmakers? And Rudy Johnson, I don't know if that was a name for you. He replaced Corey Dillon. But We've been through this road, you know, with the Bengals before of having dynamic playmakers and trying to keep them on board, and it puts your defense in a position where, you know, Trey Hendricks feels slighted, and so I'm hoping we get that done, and I hope we get it done before the season so it doesn't leak into the season, because we got to stop some people with Cincy this year.
Got to stop some people, and also they got to avoid getting off to slow starts.
Absolutely.
Right? That's been the thing under the Zach Taylor era since he took over. Is okay, it's like those 1 and 3 starts or whatever it may be, and then when you're playing in such a tough conference, those things can catch up to you late, right? Especially when you have a quarterback that they have. Man, you're thinking, hey, we get home, we have a chance to get home field. We have a chance to be the 1 seed when you have Joe Burrow. And so you look around the conference and it's Lamar and Pat and Josh and all these other quarterbacks that are on the way. Like every single week matters in the NFL, but right now in the AFC, it matters even more just because of the lack of wiggle room that you have.
The thing about the AFC, the first 3 games. So the first time you play the opposite team, I think that game is more important than the second game. Getting that first game.
You're saying within the division?
You remember I think it was the Bengals, like that Thursday night Bengals-Ravens game. It just seems like week 2, we're getting Jamar Chase back into motion. He is going to play this week. Said week 1 he is going to play. Bengals need that game to get them into the playoffs, right? Like, so the first time you play your division opponent this year, so those games that happen in September and October, gotta have those.
Depot, in the months of September and October, there is only 2 divisional opponents. It will be at Cleveland week 1, and then it will be home against the Pittsburgh Steelers week 7. That's a short week. So you will play the Packers the 12th on the road. Short week, you come back home for Thursday night football against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So you get an opportunity to play the Browns before it gets cold, and you got to get a home win versus Steelers. You don't want to go out there and win.
It's important, right? So real quick before we get to Mike Tanier from the Two Deep Zone, they play 4 road games before they get to that Pittsburgh game that I mentioned. All 4 of those road games are cold weather cities that you're getting early. Cleveland, at Minnesota, at Denver, at Green Bay.
Huge.
That's a big deal, right?
Yeah,
Where you're not having to worry about, hey, November, we got to go into Denver, or we got to go to Green Bay at Lambeau when it's -10 out here.
We got to get these.
They
gotta get these wins early. These first 6 wins we got.
They probably loved it
to take advantage.
That's a big deal. Pretty big deal. Mike Tanier covers the NFL for the Two Deep Zone. Joins us in 2 minutes right here on the Fan.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save on select bags of Doritos, Cheetos, or Tostitos. Mix and match your favorite flavors and buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Maddie's favorite show is Big Brother. Don't read into it. He's only watching strangers through hidden cameras. You're listening to Rothman and Creepy Stalker Guy.
Welcome back in. I am the Creepy Stalker Guy, and I will be locked in to Big Brother when it starts this week. Going to light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Bring on one of our favorites, Mike Tanier. Does an awesome job covering the NFL for the Two Deep Zone. Mike, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. Happy July and happy 2 weeks until training camps open around the NFL.
We are getting there. We're absolutely getting there. You mentioned training camp. You took me right where I wanted to go because my first question was going to be for Mike Tanier. If I could drop you into any camp, practice one around the NFL, when we talk about training camp, where is the practice site you would want to go to?
Oh, there are so many, and there are so many interesting quarterback controversies. I'm based in Philadelphia. I would just drive up the New Jersey Turnpike because I want to see Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, and Jameis Winston competing for the Giants starting job. I think it's going to be a triple knockout. I don't think it's going to be there's going to be a cut out-and-out winner. But I want to see it. I want to see the competition. I want to hear what they have to say. And I just want to see how the Giants handle this triple-headed monster they built for themselves.
Absolutely. I wanted to see also this New York Jets, training camp and what's going out there in Florham Park, and obviously the quarterbacks look different. You have a guy that's coming into this team, and you have a defense that's ready to win now. Is Justin Fields ready to take that leap as a starter here in New York?
I don't know, and I don't know what the expectations are of him. It seems like we're talking about Justin Fields taking that leap every single year. I hope it happens. I think he made some progress for the Steelers last year. I'll say this, you're right. That defense is ready to win. There's a lot of players on offense that were handpicked for Aaron Rodgers. Fields goes out there, shows some of the development he showed last year, makes plays with his legs, handles things well, on the handling the New York media side of things. It's his job to lose. If that team wins even 7, 8, 9 games, that'll be a sign of progress. Could be a win for Justin Fields there where he gets a extended contract from the Jets. And it could be a win for the Jets organization that just needs things to be moving in the right direction right now. They don't have to win right away. They have to show that they're past Aaron Rodgers and willing to be a normal organization again.
Mike, let's stay in the AFC East and let's slide down to Miami. The Dolphins are so interesting to me right now because it feels like, Mike, they're like, we're 1 foot in, but 1 foot out. Like their temperature for me, I cannot check. When you saw them make the trade or trades with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Minka Fitzpatrick for Jalen Ramsey trade, then they ship Jonnu Smith up to Pittsburgh, and then you bring in Darren Waller. Like, what is going on with the Dolphins and where this franchise is headed?
You said it. It's like they're running around in circles as fast as they possibly can, because when I heard they traded Jalen Ramsey, my first thought is, well, they probably got some draft picks for the Steelers, and they're going to get younger, and they're going to get cheaper, and then they're going to do a little bit of a rebuild here. Instead, they bring in Minka, who isn't that much cheaper in terms of a contract. They don't get a ton of draft capital for it, so it's like your team just got a little worse, and they got a little bit cheaper, and they got maybe a tiny bit younger. But I don't see it with that. I don't see what they've done in the offensive line. Does not make a lot of sense to me. It strikes me as a team where some of the people in the front office are already ready to move on. Like they're already ready to say, we're done with Tua. Maybe we're done with McDaniel. McDaniel's still trying to either save Tua or get Zach Wilson to be his future starter. And everyone's going in a different direction right now. It feels like one of those seasons where this team starts out, has like a 2 or 3 game losing streak. Oh, my God, there's going to be all kind of drama coming out of Dolphins headquarters, and you might see some people lose their jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if they start 2-7, I can see Mike McDaniels and those interviews getting a lot more serious. I wanted to ask you about the Minnesota Vikings have a guy who has not had an NFL snap, and they are comfortable saying he is our starting quarterback. What can we expect from this guy this year? Haven't seen him since, the national championship.
It's funny because with the Vikings, this is a team that won 14 games last year, and I don't think anyone expected them to win 14 games last year or expects them to win 14 games this year. Mm-hmm. I think that, fans and the organization alike want to see McCarthy develop, and, of course, they've got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, and they run the ball well, and Brian Flores' defense. And this is a team that could take a step back. The Vikings team, and I think they will take a step back. They might only win 8, 9 games, but McCarthy stays healthy. McCarthy uses all those playmakers around them. He fits the system. The team comes back. They will be younger. They will be a more affordable team moving forward. That's a team that's like, hey, we're happy with taking a step back because now we know what McCarthy's capable of, and we gave him this great opportunity to succeed with all the playmakers he has around him.
Talking all things NFL with Mike Tanier from the Too Deep Zone. Mike, I want to ask you about the Steelers and their move to sign their GM Omar Khan to a 3-year contract extension, because some people are like, oh, he's making all these moves, bringing in all these vets because he's trying to save his job, right? Bring some security in there. And then the Steelers are like, no, we're good. We actually like him already. Here's 3 more years of work for you in the Steel City. The Steelers, what they've done this offseason, do you think they've made enough moves to really have them as a contender in this division and maybe beyond that?
No, I think they've gone backwards. I think they've gone backwards in a big way. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be worse than Wilson and Fields were last year. I think moving on from Pickens and getting DK Metcalf, I don't think that's a big solution. I think they got less talented, although they might have got a guy who's a little bit more with the program there. I don't like what they're doing with TJ Watt right now. They should just be opening the checkbook and giving him the contract, the Myles Garrett contract or whatever. Instead, they're playing games with him. Obviously, bringing in Ramsey is probably an upgrade. But, again, you bring in Ramsey, you lose Minka. That's a slight upgrade. If Khan had signed that deal in February, I would have been like, yeah, I get it. They're happy with how he manages the cap, keeps the middle of the roster in place. I don't understand what they're doing right now. And this could be, in my opinion, the season where the Steelers finally don't have that big year, don't have that year where they go 9-8 and make the playoffs and that's an accomplishment. This might be the year they finally have a losing season.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm with you on that. It seems like it's been like hanging on just like a tarnished string, and Mike Tomlin has been able to just somehow celebrating the last 3 wins of the year, and he's getting 9 wins. But I wanted to take it down to the AFC South, and take a peek at the Houston Texans. And then also, what can we expect from Anthony Richardson this year? Does he take a step back? Does he take a step forward? And is the guy's quarterback of the future? Trevor Lawrence, another guy that I believe has had a lot of head coaches just thrown at him. And you got Liam Cohen, who's coming in. He's an offensive-minded guy, and what he was able to do with Baker. And, Jacksonville just seems like they have a little bit of momentum going into the season. I wanted to see what your out picture was down there.
All right, so we got a bunch of them here. Yeah, I like Liam Cohen a lot. He's like a real Svengali of the short pass, the screen pass. So he's going to help Trevor Lawrence by giving him some really easy layup type throws. That could really help that team. The C.J. Stroud, you got to protect him. He's an all-pro if you protect him, but they didn't bother protecting him last year. And this year, some of the guys they brought in on the offensive line, when you say names like Trent Brown and Laken Tomlinson, you think, well, I heard of that guy. I know who he is. Then you realize they're coming off 2-3 years of injuries. They're getting older. They're not the same guy. So I don't know if Stroud's going to have what he needs on the offensive line to stay upright. If he does, that defense will help him. That receiving core will help him. And, who am I missing right now? Oh, the Colts. I don't know if Anthony Richardson wins that starting job. In fact, I think he's kind of been set up to lose. I know he had some injury problems during minicamp. It's going to be a situation where the Colts probably turn to Daniel Jones. I think that's a mistake. I think Daniel Jones is going to go out there and take them, to like a 6-win season. But Richardson, hasn't done what he needed to do last year, hasn't been doing what he needed to do in the offseason. He could be in trouble. And if he's in trouble, guess who else is in trouble in Indianapolis with new ownership? It's going to be Shane Steichen, the head coach, and it's going to be Chris Ballard, the GM, who will be in trouble as well.
Mike, we'll get you out of here on this one. The biggest challenger to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West, in your opinion, is going to be who?
The Denver Broncos, who I think are going to get a step forward from Bo Nix, and they're really gotten much better on defense. I still think they're a playmaker away, but, man, their defense looks so good. They added a bunch of guys from the 49ers. They're going to be a tough out this year.
It's good stuff. He's Mike Tanier, covers the NFL for the Too Deep Zone. Mike, as always, thanks for your time, man, and we will talk to you soon.
You got it. Take care, and happy summer.
Same to you, Mike. Mike was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I'm going to ask you the same question real quick, Depot. Biggest challenger to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West this year, in your opinion, is which team? Raiders, Broncos, Chargers?
I would go Broncos, Chargers. Yeah, and just in terms of like what those two coaches have to build to stay in the NFL, Harbaugh and Peyton, who have been here. Man, you talk about a great head coach division. The AFC West is phenomenal,
with the
man.
addition of Pete Carroll, yeah.
Oh, man. And you're just talking about, like, great football minds going at it twice a year. And Andy Reid right now has everybody number. But these two guys, Peyton and Harbaugh, can turn it around, and they have to if they want to keep their job. So I'm excited for the Broncos.
I want to go with the Chargers. I love the addition of Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. That's exactly what they want to do, is just be very physical with their style of play. Folks, if you're looking for a new vehicle, I'm going to direct you to the place you need to go, and that's McDaniel GM Superstore up in Marion. I got a new vehicle fresh off the lot not too long ago, and I have been in heaven rolling around Columbus and everywhere else now because of McDaniel GM Superstore. Their hospitality is tremendous. They've got over 150 new vehicles on their website. All they believe in is transparency with every car deal that they do. Their sales managers are right there on the floor, ready to help you, accessible to the public. They're not hiding in their office, just trying to burn minutes and get home. They've got a 2025 Traverse up to $3,000 off MSRP and 6.8% APR for 72 months for qualified buyers. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Make sure you're getting up to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion today. We will hit the finish line of the show next with Tell the Truth. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Hey friends, Beamer here. You tired of being tired, sick of feeling sluggish, bored with being bloated? Maybe if you're fed up with that feeling of fogginess, whatever your reason, your solution is only a click away. Reboot your life and enhance your summer at awaken180weightloss.com.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. TNCs apply. Available in app only.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees, Wilson, to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue. We actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. If you are retired or in the planning stages, we can help you maximize your income. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
They were national champs on the football field, but how far can they hit us softball? Find out at the Monogram Homes Cardale Jones Charity Softball Game.
Presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Saturday, July 19th at Huntington Park.
Bring the whole family and watch Team Cardale battle Team Braxton Miller. Don't miss the Home Run Derby and see stars like Ted Ginn Jr. and Maurice Claret. Get your tickets at 971thefan.com. Do it now.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dick's Steal Days are happening now. You won't want to miss our biggest sale of the summer. Scorecard members earn a $20 bonus reward on your purchase of $150 or more. Plus 3 days of amazing savings start Tuesday. Check out offers from brands like Nike, Adidas, Hoka, and Stanley. And check back daily for new one-day deals Tuesday through Thursday. Score the season's hottest savings before they're gone on July 10th. Shop in the app and on Dicks.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles, plus no interest until 2030. Visit windownation.com now.
All right, TLC, it's time for you to take us home. What do you got today, my guy?
Well, I was doing some investigating earlier.
Okay.
Because something about bench pressing was brought up. Oh, Jeremiah Smith.
Yes.
We're talking about how he transformed his body or something like that?
I think he said, let me find it for you real quick.
20.
He said,
did you look up my combine?
That's exactly what
he already did more than me, okay?
So Jeremiah Smith said, he said, quote, I just did 20 reps of 225 on the bench. And he said, I ran 22 miles an hour. So, yes, that is what Jeremiah said. He's been cooking up this offseason, getting ready for year number 2 as a Buckeye.
So before we test DeVere's memory, we are first going to test Matty Ice's judgment. How many bench press reps do you think that DeVere did of 225 at the Combine?
It's a story behind this, like there is with everything.
So first off, let me say
he's
this.
He's already being his own defense attorney.
No, I'm telling you.
We haven't even started yet.
Let me say this. I don't need my wide receivers to throw 225 a bunch. I really don't. Like, I'm big on catch the rock, run clean routes, block. That's what I need you for, okay?
Yeah.
Now, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, we can have a different conversation about 225 at the Combine. I want to see you throw that weight around a little bit more than a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. To get to your question, though, TLC, I'm going to say my guy Depot threw up 225 at least 7 times.
It was 13.
It was 14.
Okay, so
it was supposed to be 15. Here's why. I didn't know they gave me that last rep. All the way in the Combine, I was hitting 15 to 20 in there. I thought I would be in that range, at least 15. And it was the strength coach from the Arizona Cardinals. You might be too young for this guy, but you remember this guy. He used to be really crazy.
Yeah.
And he says, like, we're out there. It's like 13. And he looks down. And he said, let's freaking go. And the F spit landed on my lip. And I'm like, shh. If you can see me on the camera, I like this, like, to do the last rep and not be able to do this, because that mean I would have took his spit from my lip inside.
Couldn't bite your bottom lip.
I couldn't bite my bottom lip because he spit on my lip. So I was like, oh, they're going to have this rep because it's nasty. So I lost my 15.
Had to give him rep back. Had to give him back.
That's why it was 14.
It's a great story. That's a great story.
Wow.
And I know exactly who you're talking about because he used to be all
crazy.
Over. Yeah, he was a crazy dude.
Man, that F. Yeah, like that. I could still see like the arc, like you know how they track the golf balls on Instagram. I could see like the laser line of the
landed right there.
It had exit velo and launch angle.
Yes, it had a launch angle on it, bro.
That's a great story, dude.
All right, so on this website, NFL.com/prospects, we also have the analysis of DeVere heading into the draft. So here are your strengths. They got paragraphs for each. And then you give your own analysis of the analysis. All right. Posey can struggle. Well, that's not a great start to strengths.
It's all right. Just give me the bad stuff first.
Posey can struggle off the line, but understands for the most part how to stem his routes to set up a defender and then use his suddenness to change directions. He can burst and stick his foot in the ground at the top of routes to gain separation, except when going across the middle and facing a big hit. He is superb at adjusting his body once the ball. So they basically said that you're running scared across the middle.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Which wide receiver is it?
It's
to back my guy.
Well, honestly, the analysis contradicts itself because it was supposed to be a positive, but it starts off with a negative.
Mm-hmm. That's
so
true.
Whoever wrote that, your credibility is already shot because you don't even know how to like fill in the strengths and the weaknesses.
Right. Ice is not going to like. Ice isn't going to like this. There is no name attached to this. This is just.
Depot. Sorry, TLC. I just have a thing.
Yeah.
I don't like the anonymous coming after players. I just can't. I can't stand it.
I respect that.
Like if you want to cut people down in what they do, you feel that strongly about it.
Say it.
Put your name on it.
I respect
That's
that.
all.
I respect that.
Here's your weaknesses right here.
I respect that.
Posey will get caught peeking at incoming safeties when going across the middle. He shows toughness when blocking, but not here.
You see what I'm saying? Like you already covered that in the strength. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've read that, and I'm so confused. I've been confused for years.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. He's had a very
It's all good. It didn't work out.
successful
It
life.
didn't work out that great too, but it's all good.
Oh, good, man. You had a nice career. My guy. Hey, let's tell the truth for today. TLC, good stuff out of you. Hey, guys, if you miss anything from our show, if you ever miss anything from our show, wherever you get your podcast, you can catch up. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3, we'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. If you're feeling good that day, leave us a 5-star rating. Leave us a 5-star rating. We wouldn't mind it. But no, folks, we love you. We appreciate your time. Depot, thanks for filling in, big dog.
Good job
next
Monday. Yep.
Yes, sir. We'll be here. I will be here. TLC, great job on the board. Folks, stay safe out there. We will talk to you tomorrow at high noon. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Adam King in the house for Tim Hall. Don't move. All that good stuff coming from 3 to 6 right here on The Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris.
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome.
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin.
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, save on USDA Choice T-Bone steaks. Just $9.99 a pound in the value pack with your digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
This wasn't how Patrick pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of his severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I've gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Cool cars, cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Fender Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, Go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without